If I told you the things I've seen on my ways, if I told you the things I've done in my days, you wouldn't believe me anyway. So it's best I just don't say. I've lived 1,000 lives, I've piloted 1,000 souls, I killed and fought and died just for a single role.
Welcome, folks, to another Saturday game.
I quit.
Right? I'm your host, GM Mace. We're here for part 2 of the Star Wars game. For games we never play. This is the RPGs where, you have them, you're like, oh, I'd love to play that sometime. But, D&D happens. Often.
Never heard of her.
Right? Yep. So, if you haven't seen from last week, we're continuing the story. These guys have crash landed. We're trying to go to Rusin. But we're pulled down to the planet itself. They're there to try and find an urn of resurrection or something of that nature. And now you guys you've lost your, I guess, financier. He's been taken. The droids have been smashed. You managed to get the head working on one, and the ship is now repaired and able to fly, but you have chosen to do the noble thing and go back and try and save them.
Yeah.
Oops.
You guys have no idea what this monster is that has been ravishing the entirety of this planet, but you're going to go face it. So it'll be fun. So, with games you never play, we are going to go through character creation, the actual gameplay, and then we go ahead and do a review, breakdown of the system. So let's go around the table, let's introduce everyone, and then we'll go into character creation. Start over here with Kimmy.
Hi, I'm Kimmy, and my character for this game is Mari Varuna, and I am an old senatorial. I am a cranky-ass senator. Don't cuss this.
No, we can say ass.
Yeah.
Ass is
Ass
fine.
is allowed.
It's
Ass
an
is fine.
animal.
It's a gateway word.
Also, shit is also fine.
We actually had a
Ass hat is also okay on TV, so.
Oh, see, that's worse than why I just did half of that word. So,
At.
How supernatural.
That's my new favorite cuss.
yeah, and she's super cranky and very fun to play.
Alright, hi. I'm Blythe Kayla. I'm playing Leanna, the Jedi Miraluka, who is she was doing really well in the ranks in the Jedi, and then she quit and left the Outer Rim, and she's also very cranky and very fun to play, and definitely always mysteriously has whiskey.
Yeah. This whole side of the table just has a lot of cranky vibes going on.
Mysterious whiskey, I think, is my favorite thing from before.
It's Force whiskey.
Yeah, that is how the Force
Her
works.
force power.
Yes. Hi, I'm Abria Iyengar, and I am Capasta. God, I love that name. She's not cranky, but she is an arrogant noble that we aged up because I want to be flirty and not 12.
Yeah.
Flirty, 12, and thriving is nothing.
No.
That's a lawsuit.
Yeah. That makes me uncomfortable.
If there's one thing I like to avoid in my life, it is lawsuits.
Yeah.
And speaking of avoiding lawsuits, that was a weird segue. Okay, anyway, hi, I'm Michael Holmes, and I am playing Tiho Circador, the scout, who is a little cranky, but mostly just kind of resigned to trying to redeem himself for not always being the best guy. So, yeah. And the more I've read about Jojo Rabbit this week, the more I am committed to this guy looking like Taika Waititi.
Oh my god.
Wait, as Hitler?
No.
Like, I don't know, man.
More like What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh.
Yeah, but less.
What a
I don't know.
flex.
You're all over the spectrum here,
Yeah,
bud.
I don't know. Handsome. He's handsome,
handsome.
and kind of Polynesian.
Perfect. Last week we played Star Wars in the West End games, which is free online unless you have to go through Fantasy Flight. This week we're going through Fantasy Flight. Yay! This is the newest incarnation currently of the Star Wars RPG. Edge of the Empire, they've got Force and Destiny. Really, this is the main book you need, and then the other ones are supplement books that have extra classes and what have you. Ironically, you can't play them unless you have this book. So, there you go. So, we're going to go through character creation. If you want to Google Fantasy Flight's character sheets, Star Wars, you can do this along at home.
And these are the fun ones that have like the reading tea leaves dice.
Yes.
It's very exciting.
We're going to decipher the
Yeah.
out of that.
We'll get to that when the time
You rolled
comes.
really well. Good job.
She's got 2 dark side
Yeah, 2
points.
dark side points.
Come on.
I said what I said. Good job. Thanks.
I like the dice. I have no idea what's happening.
Let's see, that's a
That's a
complication.
complication.
Yeah.
You failed.
Oh, they all
Advantage,
negated.
advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
You just
exactly.
failed with the dark side.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Sweet.
But there's so many advantages.
And we'll go over how to read these dice before we actually start playing. I mean, 'cause I'm sure this is fun for all of you. They're like, oh, I'd like to learn how to play. Inside jokes. So, we are going to go through character creation. We have our characters from last week. We're going to go ahead and convert them from the West End games to Fantasy Flight system. So step 1 in this is going to be determining your concept for your character. Those of you at home that may not have a preaching character, you guys can think, oh, who do I want to be? Do I want to be a roguish smuggler? Do I want to be a noble Jedi? Do I want to be a roguish Jedi? Whatever. Those are the only 3 you can do. There's nothing else in Star Wars.
Truth.
Cranky old lady.
Cranky Old Lady is an add-on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not canon.
It's actually canon to be cranky young lady, typically, because you guys still have to be
yeah.
attractive to the male audience.
That is so true.
Yeah,
Yep.
it is true.
Yeah.
All right. So first thing is first, you're going to determine your starting obligation. Obligation is something that is weighing on you, something that you feel like you must complete. Now that's going to be on page 38 of the player's hand of the main Edge of the Empire book.
I just looked down, like, page 38. I only have 3 pages.
Here, I'll
That's
pass
where
this over
I'm
to
at
you guys.
today.
Here,
We have
share
another
this. Pass it around this way. Everyone's got one. And I'll just do this from memory.
What? So
Are
prepared.
you a Jedi?
I one time ran a 25-player Star Wars game using this system. And prior to it, we had a whole
My
panel
God.
where we had the entire room make characters together. So, I'm familiar.
That is wild.
Yes.
Now, what's a Star Wars?
Yeah, it's the thing with the phasers and the tribbles.
No, it's the time-traveling telephone booth. You know, the one in San Dimas?
That's right, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the one with the planets being spice.
Oh, I do like a good,
The spice
a good
must flow,
melange.
as they say. Obi-Wan
Shiny.
Kenobi, right?
Yikes.
Oh, we got them all riled up in chat.
Yep.
All 9 of them.
They're here for
Sorry, it's a Saturday morning. People are doing stuff.
it. Are they? You
No.
give people too much credit.
Yeah, is it
I
morning?
do.
Because I didn't
It's
do
the crack of
anything this
noon.
morning.
What are you
Listen,
doing?
when you wake up at 2, this is
There you
morning
go.
for you.
I'm not that far behind you, buddy. We talked about this.
Yes.
Sorry, anyway, go on. Go.
So, those of you-
Obligation.
obligation. Obligation is just that. You can roll on the chart to determine what you'd like it to be, or you can choose something. I prefer choosing something, kind of working with it. If you're feeling frisky, go ahead and roll them dice. Now, for this, the entirety of the system is done with these funky dice, but they have stuff in the book that requires D10s. Thanks, Fantasy Flight. So there's some D10s for those of you that would like to roll those. So yeah, obligation works in 2 ways. You can either take on obligation up to 10 points when you first start off, and you can spend that either to get extra XP for building your character, or extra credits for buying gear for your character.
Ooh.
The more obligation you take, the harder it is, and your game master for this one will, say, yeah, you can take extra. Some will allow 15, some will 20, but bad things happen if your obligation comes up, and you need to resolve it. So, but we're not going to worry too much about that since this is a one shot. You guys,
Playing a campaign?
right? I don't know. Talk to Kimmy. She won't let me do it. It's all her fault.
Fun
Just out of curiosity.
Fun killer.
All
See
right.
it? What's 83?
Bless you.
Obsession.
Ooh.
Ah.
Yeah, all right, sure. I'll take
Okay.
that.
Oh, I like dice.
Bless you.
How do you... So,
Oh, bye.
I'm
27.
debating if I want to roll or if I want to just go.
Bounty. Oh, this tracks. I like this.
Yeah.
Good job, dice.
I feel like mine's gonna be you.
Yeah.
She's the bounty, or
No, it needs to be my obligation.
Yeah.
oh yeah, like she's like a ward or something.
Yeah, because it's
81.
if that works.
Obsession.
Voice.
Ooh.
I feel like that falls in
I feel like this... No, this isn't a good one. This one doesn't work for me.
Okay. Roll it again if you don't like it.
Betrayer.
Or you can just pick one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I just wanted to see what would happen.
Sure.
Exactly.
I just
Chaos.
Like the
I love it.
randomness.
So, we'll hold on to what exactly you're exchanging your obligation for, whether it's for points or for credits. We'll just know that you have obligation. Next, we're going to
Yeah.
move on
Responsibility.
to selecting your species. Species are on page 43. Some of them are in the rulebook, some of them are in the expansions. Blythe's character is Miraluka, which isn't in any of the books. I have looked. So we found some homebrew stuff online.
Nice.
That'll work. Now, with your character, with your species, you get all your starting stats. So it goes over your brawn,
Betrayal.
your agility, intelligence, and how much XP you get for your character. So go ahead and fill in those base numbers right now, and they will be modified when we start spending that XP. And right down in the top corner, your XP. You can use the back of the sheet as scratch paper, because you will need it.
Okay. So, XP.
Now you're playing a human?
Yeah.
All right. You're also a human?
Sir, yes, sir.
Can you please read off the human stats? Please and thank you.
Certainly. So there's 6 attributes here in the Fantasy Flight Star Wars
Is your
game. There's
button on?
Hit.
Okay, no, you're good.
Okay. We've got brawn, agility, intellect, cunning, willpower, and presence. They are all what they say they are. So for humans, it's a flat 2 across the board because humans are just kind of generic. There's the wound threshold, which is 10 plus brawn. I'll let you explain more what that is. And then there's strain threshold, which is different from wound threshold. Your starting experience is 110 XP. And humans start the game with 1 rank in 2 different non-career skills of their choice. So there you go.
Cool.
That's what you
Nice.
got.
Okay. So, since we already mentioned strain and brawn and whatnot, these are all built off of existing stats down here at the bottom, the brawn, agility, intellect. You use those to generate what your soak value is, what your wounds are. Soak value is how much damage you can just absorb and kind of shrug off. Wounds are just that, it's your health. Strain is a different way for people to hit you. So while you may be wearing a lot of armor, if I'm playing an Athorian, one of those like snail-looking dudes, and I use a bellow or a shout, that'll hurt your ears and rattle you to your core. Even though you're fully armor-plated, it will take you out. I was playing a doctor once who used pressure points to just punch people to death. So that's how you do. I never hit anyone's wounds, but went straight to their strain. And defense is just that. It is a number that you subtract from the base number that you're getting.
So,
Base damage you're getting. So once you guys have added your species traits,
yeah, I did
How do you
that.
say it? Twi'lek or Twi'lek?
Twilight.
Twi'lek.
I think both is true.
Both is true according to the audiobooks.
Wild.
I just Twilight, like that was always just how it made sense to me.
Yeah, same. Okay. Side note.
How do they say it?
I've heard Twilight.
Yeah, I've heard it both.
Canon,
Yeah.
so
I meant like
I
an
mean,
actual.
is it Han or is it Han?
Oh,
It's
God,
Han.
it's Han. What?
whenever someone says Han, I want to be like, listen.
Listen,
You know what,
Lando
in the context of
Calrissian.
having seen
Yeah.
Solo now, I could see that Lando might have started calling him Han as a joke years ago, and then just wouldn't let it go.
Yeah. Oh, he seems like that guy.
Yeah,
That's
what's
like,
up,
this is
Han?
funny. And you're like, ugh.
He's
Please
definitely
don't call me
guy,
that.
but I love
Oh,
him.
all right, Han. Han.
But he's so charming, though.
He's so dramatic that it makes perfect sense that he would make like an age. Oh,
Sorry.
you're
Respect.
okay. I was like, what?
Wait, how do we determine defense and soak value?
We're
like,
going to
how
get
do
to that a
we-
little bit later.
Okay,
So you're
never
going to just
mind.
How
go
do we
ahead and do.
determine? I'm confused.
So your defense is going to be blank right now because that's added by your armor.
Okay.
Your soak value, wounds, and strain, it should say like its strain is 10 plus,
Your willpower.
willpower. And so you would add that together and put it in the strain box for your threshold.
I think we're good.
All right.
Well, I mean, this side of the table is at least,
Yeah.
I added my like.
Heyo.
and that's
I
not
added
casting
those
shade
stats
on you.
No, it's all shady over here.
It's throw shade, and you will do it.
No, I mean casting.
So for like
Just
To
do it
count-
before I'm in character. It's fine.
Yes, ma'am.
To get like my wound threshold, it's like according what you send me for these stats. It says 9 plus brawn, so I would add the brawn from the base stat to
Yes. So
how
for
I-
you, I think it would be like 12 or something like that.
11.
11. Okay. All right. So once you've added those, and these will fluctuate, so just keep that in mind. You will have your starting XP as well.
Ooh.
Make sure to write
Very
that to the side because that's what you're going to use to upgrade your character and decide on your skill trees. Once you guys have that, let's go ahead and jump to the career. Here, I'm here to talk to you about your career. You need to find one. Seriously. Thomas. Get off your butt. All right. So, career, starting on page 56, you choose a broad category of a career. You know, whether you're an explorer, a bounty hunter, what have you. Once you've chosen said career, unless you're a force user, then force users are on page 90-something, I believe.
Okay.
They're way in the back. Like, they try and hide them in there.
Why don't they want me to have things?
Right? Seriously.
So,
Yeah, so you go ahead and you choose what your career is going to be. And you're going to be awarded one specialization for free. So one specialization tree, you just get that.
What? 276.
whoa.
Thank you, 276. For force users, 276. Now, before we jump to the actual specializations for your career, you're going to go ahead and get all of the skills listed at the very front of the chapter for free. Ooh. But 4 of them you'll have to choose are going to be, your trained skills. You're going to get a free rank in it. And so you're just going to fill in a little bubble next to that skill. I think you went too far.
Oh no, I'm just looking.
Oh, okay.
It's Force Sensitive Exile,
Copy.
which I now realize was written in our cheat sheet.
Oh, was it? Cool.
Yep.
Maybe I should read my own cheat sheet.
I should read your own cheat sheet as well.
I'm going to read your cheat sheet, and I'm going to like it. All right. I'll make these available online if anyone wants them. Throw it in the chat, and I'll send you guys later. Leave your emails, your home addresses, credit card numbers, front and back.
Perfect.
Please and thank you.
So where do I put the career?
So for your career, you would normally put that at the header up
Oh, I
top where
see.
it says career.
I see it
Go
now.
with diplomat.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Going Scala.
Scala.
Like, don't tell anyone because I'm not a nerd.
You're a colonist scholar. All right.
A scholarist, if you will.
Colonist. So you're going to take all of the colonist skills. Have you already taken those and marked them as being trained? So go ahead and go back to the colonist section, very beginning, right there,
Oogie kid.
where it says colonists.
Oh, here we go. Yep. Charm, deception,
So there should be a
world education.
little thing next to it where it says career. You can be yes, affirmative, checkbox, whatever you want to do. I'm going to check all of your work though. So.
Yeah, do that.
Kind of important.
But you're going to be rolling too few dice or too many, and the game won't be as fun.
I don't know.
Is there ever a game that rolling too many dice becomes not fun?
Yes.
Like, the only thing I think of is, like, Warhammer 40k, where you're playing, like, an orc army, and you just literally have a fistful of, like, 40 d6s, and you just roll and you have to sort.
I feel like you can roll like all the dice ever in like Shadowrun.
Yeah. that was
Still
good.
haven't played it.
That game is,
I want
its system
to.
gets in its own way.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
this still can be fun though. It's such an interesting kind of setting.
Oh, yeah, it certainly is. They keep retconning it, though, with the new edition. They pulled a bunch of stuff back, so...
Yeah, the new edition, from what I hear, is
So-
a little bit garbage.
That's, yes. Maybe we'll do a review on that. Who
Yeah,
knows?
do the thing.
All right, so once you've picked your trained skills, because 4 of them, you're going to get 1 mark in them.
Wait.
So you're going to
Is that
put a
our
check
general
next to
skills?
all of the... Huh?
For the general skills here?
Yes, you should have a list
Okay.
of skills on your career
Oh, these.
other page. Are they at the front of yours? May I see the book, please?
Here we go.
I mean, like, I'm assuming it's like D&D, where depending on your class and or your race, you'll have a few that you can be trained in. but I can't seem to find it.
Interesting. It doesn't even give you starting ones.
Yeah.
What?
And again, maybe those characters. Oh, it's saying that you should like start a base character and then become force sensitive. So if you want to go ahead and pick a random class that you're building off of that you were doing prior to being,
Okay.
and you're just taking the skills off of those.
So those are on page what? What was that?
That was on page 56.
Bless you.
Sorry.
So yeah, you could have had a life or something that you did while you were
You
at the
marked
Jedi.
yours already. Can I see yours?
The thing is,
Sorry.
if we're going by Jedi rules, you don't have a life outside of being a Jedi at the
Depends
beginning?
on what era, but yeah.
Because most start when you're like 10. So your life before that is cookies.
But we're also like talking about the future Jedi that we don't actually know how it runs.
Right.
Yeah, maybe
So
they...
maybe-
I'm just kind of making up how this order runs.
Yes.
Because I'm the only one.
Maybe
That's
you have to
true.
wait till you're 18 and you have
Oh, kind of like the army.
yeah.
Actually, I think Kylo Ren
He
would have been a
started
teenager.
He was like 12.
Okay, so an adolescent.
Yeah, he's still really young. Like, they still insist that you start training young if you're showing signs of it.
It's like learning a new language.
Yup.
It's easier to absorb it when you're young. Trying to do it
So
when you're
I
older.
think the way I'm gonna say this for her is that like these are skills she like really picked up after.
I mean, yeah. I mean, they have, even though you could have been a Jedi, there are Jedi that aren't necessarily Jedi Knights that work in, like, the farming district and exploring, what have you. And that's totally fine, which I thought was kind of a bogus thing to do with the Jedi. Like, oh, you're force sensitive, but no one wants you as a master. Like, it's just how you're going to make a bunch of bad, evil Jedis by doing that. But
No, she was
whatever.
very career driven. So she was like career driven, but she was like, I will be a master, and then she realized how terrible all of that is.
I want to
Actually
be
did mine right.
the very best.
That no one ever was.
It's been a minute since I made a character, so.
I'm not saying the diplomat.
The diplomat for you,
Oh, okay.
sorry,
It's okay.
is going to be in a different book.
Oh,
Okay.
Rebellion. Okay.
Yes. Oh, there's Ace Driver, pilots, commander,
No.
tactician, diplomat.
I broke one of Mace's adorable pencils.
You monster.
Yes.
You monster.
Go home and think about what I've done.
You don't get off that easy.
Okay,
You're going
fine.
to still play my game, Dabbit.
Sweet.
Happy to be here.
He says now.
Gonna go with explorer.
Oh, I get charm. That'll come in handy.
I have 2 points of charm. I'm so happy.
You have one.
Yes.
It's okay.
So do I just like
I'm already at my limit.
check off which ones I have now?
Okay.
Okay, so start with 8 proficiencies and you choose 4 to put 1 point in. Then when you pick your actual like specialization, you get 4 more proficiencies that you put a point in 2 of them.
You got it.
Cool. All right. I did it correctly.
You did.
And I got an extra charm for being a Twi'lek.
Woo.
And I got a rank that I can put into 2 non-career skills, so I get to put a little bit in ranged like combat, which feels like it might come in handy.
Put a little spark tank
Yeah,
on
you
there. I
know?
like it. Did I do a voice?
You did.
You did.
I thought that was just...
Oh, you mean...
No, like in for the game.
You did.
Yes, I think
You're
you're kind of like this.
Yeah, the bad, like vaguely British.
Oh, vaguely British. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right, because it's Star Wars.
Yeah. I
You-
don't see knowledge, so do I just put that somewhere?
the knowledge stuff would be on the... Sorry. Touched your drink. Right over here.
It's not mid-Atlantic,
Oh, okay, got it.
because there's no Atlantic in
Oh,
Star Wars, but
yeah. The Atlantic
Knowledge
system.
skills, and you would just write it in under other.
Listen, I'm just sad gambling is not a skill in this game.
I mean, what do we make into
gambling?
I can be good. I
Feels
can
like
be.
skullduggery.
that's totally
It is
skullduggery.
skullduggery.
Yeah.
Because she was good at gambling, but I picked explorer, so now I guess it would be cool, which is a skill.
Yeah.
What?
This
Cool.
is the second game in less than 12 hours.
is.
That cool has been a skill.
That's true.
Amazing.
Don't really.
Oh, yeah.
Is it like I've had a cool temperament, or is it like I'm cool?
Depends on how you play it. I'm open to interpretations.
Okay, so pick 4 to put points in.
I mean, Han Solo and Lando Calrissian are 2 very different cools, but they both are. So,
There's no arguing with that.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yay, for once. That's why on this side of the screen I can make up my own rules.
There's no screen.
There's
The veil.
Han Solo's not cool. He just fakes it.
like all of
I
us
didn't
do.
want to say that, but yeah.
I love him.
Everyone's like, yeah, we can't argue with that. We're secretly going to argue with that.
I love my silly little space boy.
Silly little space boy.
All right, now once you've spent your skills, now comes the nitty-gritty of spending your XP.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Now, you should have about 100, some of you will have 90, some of you will have more than that. Upgrading your stats depends on whether they are trained or untrained. So, if you go to step 7 on spending the XP, page 92 for those of you at home, you can upgrade your characteristics, which are the base stats, the brawn, agility, intellect, and for whatever the next level is that you're going to raise that to, it's going to be 10 times that value. So say you're at 3 and you want to upgrade it to 4, it's going to cost you 40 points. Say you're at 3 and you want to upgrade it to 5, it's now going to cost 90 points because you have to buy that middle step. And max you can have is up to 5 in a starting stat or characteristic.
Okay.
And this is typically the only point in the game where you can adjust your stats.
Yes. Well, just your base ones anyways.
Yeah, that's
Now, additionally...
How do we put more, like if we want more ranks in a thing? Like I don't...
more
Because
ranks...
right now it's just like, put one in one thing.
Okay.
So I'm like...
Oh, no, I gotcha. So, for your base characteristics, if you want to buy them, you have, you should have started off with like 90 XP. You would spend that XP to raise a stat. So say like give me a stat. That's a number.
Agility.
Agility, what number is it?
2.
So say you want to move your agility up to a 3, it would be 30 points. And that would come from your 90 XP in your pool.
Gotcha.
So you'd have 60
Okay,
points
but what
left.
about your like skills?
Now, the skills is the next part I was getting to. If it's a trained skill or a class skill, it only costs 5 times the value. So if you've already got 1 rank, cool. If you want to move it to the 2nd rank, it's going to be 10 points. You want to move it to the 3rd rank, it's going to be 10 points plus 15 points, so 25 points. Because you got to buy every step in that ladder.
Gotcha. Okay.
But you can only do 2 ranks at character creation.
Okay.
All right. You can once again buy them in all trained skills. Now, if you have anything that's untrained that you would like to spend points on, it is 10 times that value. So say you've got a bunch of untrained skills you have no points in, but you'd like to be like, oh, I want to be able to use like heavy turrets. Then to put 1 point in there, it's going to cost 10 points. To put 2 points in there, it's going to be 30 because you got to buy the 10 and the 20. 30.
Very
And
strange.
you also will need to spend points to climb or descend your skill tree. You can start anywhere in your skill tree, top left, top right, in the middle, what have you, and just work your way down until you are out of points.
Should not have given you that book back.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. It's my fault. I was like, oh, I'm done with that. No, I lied. I'm not.
And we can only have up to 2 ranks in our trained skills.
Right, and then after we have those numbers, I can show you how to build dice pools.
Yes, good.
Thank you.
That was sufficiently creepy.
Excellent. My job here is done. I keep saying like I'm going to leave. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. No, I'm not. I'm not.
I'm expecting you to just like throw down your mic and just be like, all right, bye.
Cool. Star Wars.
Subscribe.
I don't like this.
What's the
character
brace
sheet.
maneuver?
I don't know, what does the brace maneuver say?
Perform the brace maneuver to remove evil black square per rank of brace from next action.
So say like you're in a starship or something and it's going to get rocked. You can
okay.
brace and it'll remove a setback die. So like when you
exactly
guys...
what the word means. Got it.
Exactly.
Perfect.
So like last week when they had crash landed, if they had the brace ability...
Crash landed, what?
Who crash landed what? I don't remember.
someone
that.
turned off the shields and you hit the ground.
Weird.
So, weird.
Why would someone do that?
I have no idea.
Somebody might have been trying to help. Poorly.
But you tried, and that's what's important. So yeah, you would have braced yourself, and you could have taken less damage from that fall. We'll get into setback dice, force dice, and all that Wango Tango stuff.
All right. I'm good.
You're
You already
good?
did it?
I am.
What the?
Well, he had his own deck and everything.
See, Fantasy Flight also makes these handy little
Stop.
specialization decks. So in my case, I had one that I forgot about for the scout tree.
Scoot.
So I've got all of the different talents that are available to me and their point costs. So basically, I just assembled like a deck of spells like you would in D&D, something like that.
And I can go down as far down my little tree as I can pay for?
The only thing is
exactly.
that they have to have a line connecting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm sorry, where did you find out the number of points you have?
It's your race.
Ah, got it.
So your race should be like, 90 XP, 100 XP.
Would I write this down on my sheet? That's not even the right sheet.
On your sheet, you would write it down on the second page, where it says talents and special abilities towards the
Okay.
bottom.
Cool.
Michael, you're human, right? How many points did we get?
110.
What? Okay.
And I opted for more XP for my obligation. So, yeah.
Now, when you get to the gear section, which some of you have, that's going to be on page 158. And you start off with 500 credits for your gear. Here is a gear sheet if you need it for reference. And really, 500 credits does not buy a lot. It's like, light blaster pistol.
How do I get my lightsaber?
That I will have to gift you.
Yeah, I
eBay.
feel like that's...
Thank you.
Yeah. He got it on eBay. Secondhand. Luke's was the first. Oh. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Thank you, folks. Bye.
All right. Well, I'm using all of my credits to buy a weapon.
All right.
So there you go.
Perfect. Write it on your sheet.
I'm going to do that.
Mr. Potter.
In untrained skills, can you have 2 ranks or no?
You certainly can.
Okay.
You can have untrained skill. You can have up to 2 ranks in anything, as long as you can afford it. Because if you want to play, you got to pay.
Thanks, Watto.
No problem. I'm a garbage addition to the series.
Ooh, well rounded.
Okay.
Hey girl, do any
Hello.
amount of math. Where are you at?
Oh,
good
someone's
job.
got like a whole bad guy deck right here. That's dope.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I
So gear.
actually realized I had those too, and I was going to bring them, but I forgot.
Gear is what page?
Gears on page 1 something. 158. Also have a cheat sheet if someone needs it.
Oh man,
For
this
extra
buys
gear.
nothing.
Yeah. So how do you spend your obligation? Do you want extra credits? Do you want extra skills?
Space Taika Waititi doesn't need a lot of gear.
Space Taika Waititi does not.
Space Cycle.
I have to imagine
why I
Earth-
aged my character up.
What was that?
Nothing. What?
What? Huh?
What?
Oh, it's thirsty in here.
I'm sorry. Have you played with me?
I think it'll just be number 3.
We stay thirsty in this house.
It's House of the Rising Sun. Just everyone's thirsty.
It's like that episode of The Twilight Zone where the Earth's getting closer to the sun, and then you find out that she's just been having a fever dream this whole time, and it's actually getting further away.
Huh. Twilight Zone.
No, it's not like that at all.
Sometimes they hit, sometimes they're Twilight Zone.
It's pretty much,
Alright, we have 500 credits.
Is your character done?
So
Yep.
May I look him over?
I'm gonna get some medical equipment.
Medical equipment.
That seems smart, right?
No. What's that?
Let's see.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 10. That's 30.
Ranged light and computers, actually, are my non-career skills.
Yeah, I was gonna say, which ones are your career ones?
So everything but computers and ranged light.
Okay.
So
So it's 10, and that's 30 points right there. And then computers are over here. And 10, 30, so that's 60 points right there. Did you boost any stats? Oh, but you bought skills. How many skills did you buy? So you're at 60 points spent.
and then this was 55.
Okay, so you should have 5 points more
Mhm.
if you want to boost
Nope. I'm
a trained skill.
just gonna. Okay, fine.
Yeah, it's like you're gonna leave some money.
Fine.
Whatever, leave the pennies on the table.
No. You've semi-publicly shamed me. Now I have to.
Everyone is so wealthy.
Oh, I had 50 credits from the last time. Can I apply those 50 credits?
I'll allow you to apply 50 credits.
No, those are West End credits. They're
They're non-convertible. Your credits are no good here. Only money.
So mean.
Like I said, despicable character. It's not going to stop me from doing it. That's all right. Yeah.
Respect.
All right, now to buy skills.
Now to buy skills. Now to buy skills. We are buying skills for our players to play. Players to play.
You just make that up. That's
I did.
amazing. That's really good.
Thank you. You know, I'm freelancing right now. Happy Jack needs somebody.
So based on
This
this
song, we are known for our songs. You could absolutely do that. That's a thing.
So
Yes, ma'am.
for this tree, do I have to buy the skill from here to get these?
No, man. Oh, wait. Yes, you must climb down the tree.
Okay, but what if the tree doesn't connect?
Then that's just a free-floating skill.
Cool.
Whatever the highest branch is. Start there.
reminds me of that song that Finn sings in Adventure Time. You know which one I'm talking about. I'm a buff baby, I can like a man. I can shake 'em my fanny, I can shake 'em I can. I'm a tough tootin' baby, I can punch all your buns.
Punch all your buns. If you're evil witch, I'm gonna punch him for fun.
That would be it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. That was my ringtone for several years.
Respect.
And everyone's like, what the fuck? What is that? There's the one.
Yep.
Used it.
All right. Well, thank you.
Early on.
Yep.
Just get it out of the way.
Sorry, running on 4 hours sleep. Let's do this. Star Wars, man. Let's go.
I feel like we're still in debt from the first episode of this series anyway. We actually started at like a -3.
That's fair.
If we start saying like good things, do we start building up from the
Oh.
debt?
Ooh.
Earn ourselves
these
another
just-
F word?
Is that a light side point? Is that a dice thing? Like, what does this mean?
The little
Okay, so the
explosion.
little square, the white, the bluish one, is a boost die. It means something positive can happen. If it is a little black square, it's a setback die. Something bad happens. So some of these will have you remove a setback die, which is the black square. Because they couldn't say setback die, they had to use their symbols, so you can't copyright it, or copy it and just paste. So now some of them will have triangles on them. If they are purple triangles,
I'm just gonna have to keep this open.
yeah, totally fine. So I was like, here's the talent sheet, folks. Enjoy. So if there's a triangle, that means that's your difficulty die for trying to accomplish whatever you're doing. Sometimes it will say, oh, you'll remove 2 difficulty die, which are really good, because that takes away the base difficulty of whatever you're trying to accomplish. So good.
I think so.
All
Let's
right.
see, almost done.
Okay.
Do you need a gear list?
There's one over here. I think.
Oh, that's
Yes, there's one right in front of Michael.
She doesn't have a lot of gear, so
Just hold out blaster.
yeah.
And lots of heals.
No, those are hers.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. Yeah.
We're just traveling together, so
Totally get it. Totally get it.
I don't have any education. That's weird that it's not a base skill for the diplomat.
There's nothing for like knowledge?
Yeah, there's knowledge. I have a bunch of knowledge skills, but not education. That's not one of them.
Nope, you don't get it. Sorry.
Because knowledge skills, it's core worlds, education, lore, outer rim, underworld, xenology, other. So I have like literally every other one except education.
Weird.
You're not going to be a teacher anytime soon.
No.
That's all.
Yeah. I learned in the hard streets. I know all about these other things.
Yeah. Hard streets of Coruscant. Level 1313. Look me up.
Yeah.
I love you.
Oh, I love you too, buddy. Ah.
So if something's not a train skill, it's 10 points per rank. Okay.
Correct.
Okay. So if I do a second one and it's 20 for that second
You
rank.
still have to buy the first one, and then yes. The
Yeah,
second
then
is
the
20.
second one's 20. Got it. Okay.
Okay, while we're waiting, let's go over the dice system. Since you pretty much have your character built, may I borrow them?
Certainly.
Certainly. Okay. So, assembling your dice pool is pretty straightforward. The first number you're going to draw from is whatever your characteristic is. So, if you're trying to, say, shoot somebody, you're going to do agility is going to be the base skill. So, for agility, He has 2 green dice. Now, depending on the weapon he's using, if he's using a ranged light weapon like a holdout blaster or something like that, it looks like he has 2 ranks in it. So those 2 green dice convert to 2 yellow dice. These are important because these are the only ones that have the famous triumph symbol on them. Triumph symbol are one of the only ones that cannot be negated or canceled out. Triumph is like critting hard.
It's kind of like the flashy Jedi logo.
Yeah.
Right?
This business,
Yeah.
you know.
Very She-Ra.
Yeah.
So can you go ahead and put those 2 yellows back on, please?
Can
Thank
I?
you.
Yes, sorry.
Now, if he is doing something that has advantage, like firing downhill, because the high ground always wins, he would get a boost die, and I would assign one. Or if someone else ended their roll with a lot of advantage, they could grant him a boost die, setting him up for success.
So yellow ones are basically D12s. They've got 12-sided dice, and then the little triumph die, or I'm sorry, the booster dice are the D6s,
Correct.
but with like other symbols.
Right.
But just so you know, like if you're just listening to the podcast and you're trying to picture what these dice look like as you're rolling, like each different type of die also has a different number of sides, so it's very interesting.
Yes, they have their own unique dice. You can see them online. Now, once you have your dice pool set, we'll say that he's firing downhill at some stormtroopers, and so those are the ones he's going to use. Now, since it's, we'll say 20 feet away, that's a medium range, so there would be 2 purple die that he would use. Now, I feel like making this harder, and I would spend a dark side point, and I could convert one of the purple dice into a red die, which has the counter, the balance, as you would, to the yellow side, and that is the despair. And that one, when that comes up, really bad things happen. It's like rolling a 1. What's interesting in this system is you can both roll a 1 and a 20 at the same time. So, and we'll get into how the light side, dark side points work. Now, if, heaven forbid, yes, Michael is shooting downhill, but his footing isn't sure. The gravel beneath him is slipping. It's unstable. He would have a setback dice for trying to stabilize himself. So now that he has that pool, he would roll those sets together. So the 2 yellow dice with 1 blue, 1 black die, 1 red, and 1 purple. You roll them together, and certain symbols cancel each other out.
So in this case, the explosions are triumphs, or successes. Basically.
And little bad pyramids are failures.
Right. So I have 2 successes, 2 failures. Those canceled each other out. Got the little laurel
Jedi
leaf
symbol.
kind of thing, which is an advantage. But I've got 2 complications. There's nothing on my boost dice. At the end of all this, all I have left is a single complication from this entire roll.
Now, if you don't have at least 1 success, it counts as a failure. So in this, he fired down at the stormtrooper, missed, but it has done something to hinder him and his team's progress. You fired it, and your shot was too short. It hit the dirt in front of the stormtrooper, throwing up a cloud, making it harder for everyone else to hit that stormtrooper.
That's totally going to happen, too.
Right. It's secretly just stormtroopers. Pull off the mask. Old man Palpatine!
Yeah. That's the kind of real secret to this dice mechanic, though, is like, look at it, like, figure out what cancels out, because most of the roll is going to cancel each other out.
Yep.
And then just see what's left over, like the remainder.
Right.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm teaching.
No.
Division
totally fine.
this week, so remainder, it's in my brain.
Perfect. Now, I had spoken a little bit about upgrading some dice. So we have what are called force points. These are these little pips with a dark symbol on one side and a light symbol on another side.
Like the Force?
Like the Force. At the beginning of the game, you would roll the Force dice. Each player rolls the Force die. It's a D12 with, either white or black pips on it. Depending on what you roll, tells you what the starting Force pool is. So you can have like 4 light side points, 3 dark side points. Now, dark side points are points I can spend to make things harder for you. I can upgrade rolls and really make your lives hell. But whenever I do that, I flip that over and it becomes a light side point. So now you guys have access to more light side points by taking on that extra threat. When that happens, you can upgrade one of your dice or downgrade a threat. You can never cancel out something that the GM does. You can only boost your dice. In addition, you can also use it to move along plot elements, like, I'm going to flip over this light side point to a dark side and say, I know a guy. He's got a codes to get me into that trash compactor. And there you go. You happen to know a guy, and you roll with it. Most of this game is yes and. You are constantly working with whatever the dice say. You fail, yes, and something cool happens. And you have to now dodge incoming blaster fire. So it's for the GM, it's very labor intensive because you have that extra degree of like setback and then critical setback that you always have to contend with.
Just like real life.
Just like real life. And that's pretty much the system. How are we doing on our characters? Anyone need any help?
I think I'm done.
Did you get your equipment?
Yes.
What lightsaber? What are the stats for that?
Is it not in the book?
I'm sure it is. There's a lot of book.
There is a lot of book. Equipment is on page 190.
Wait, what?
I'm sorry,
What's
158.
this? Force power tree. What's this?
Force powers.
More force power?
More
So
force
wait,
powers.
Can I buy those and these?
No, you have to expand out into that tree.
But how do I do that?
So remember when you're building your character setup, you get to, for your specialization, you can buy into new trees.
Oh.
Actually, do you mind if I see the
Here.
Jedi real quick?
Have at.
Thank you. Actually, I believe since you have a force point,
Yeah, I do.
you can immediately get access to it.
Okay.
Let me find
Let's
out.
see if I can find where this lightsaber is in here. Because it's got to exist, right?
It's gotta, somewhere. Sorry, here's your character
Yeah,
back.
no worries.
276. The horse.
I forgot how expensive things are in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh,
Yeah.
well, that's all my money, but that's okay, I guess.
I kind of focused on skills and healing stuff.
Nice.
I actually have a pretty direct analog of the skills I had in the West End version. I just have some extra bonus abilities now.
Yeah, I feel like that's where a lot of my points went into, is like trying to recreate the skills I had last time
Yeah.
Yeah.
that aren't necessarily great, like in the diplomat thing. So I think it would be,
Okay.
I think it's interesting.
Sorry, figured it out. All right, so for your force talents, you start off with 1 force point. And so that means you can choose 1 talent from the skill. From either the sense tree, influence, basic, what have you.
Okay, so I can pick one of those.
Right.
Okay.
And it will also cost you XP as well. Because,
XP not.
well, the
How's
talent tells you how many you have access to, kind of like your spell slots. And then your XP is if you can afford it or not.
Oh, these are XP, not credits.
Right.
Okay, so I don't have any of that. So I did this wrong.
Michael, when we were doing
I
the racial
completely
stuff,
messed this up.
Yes.
did you say that the humans got 2 skills to just fill in?
You get 1 rank in 2
Two
non
Cool.
career skills.
Okay, I did that right then.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
I messed up my character,
I get to bump up my stream threshold.
and I don't really know how to fix it, so we're not gonna.
I believe in you. I'm going to change that. Up to
No,
instant
there's
message.
too much math to undo that I'm
Yeah.
not gonna
this
go
is
through.
Definitely a difference.
Do you want to check my work?
Sure.
Yeah.
Pass on down.
Said like a true tutor.
Yeah.
Check my work.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Like the confidence. Like,
yeah.
I got this.
Like, tell me I'm wrong,
Yeah.
but
I have
don't
no
tell me I'm wrong.
skills. It's fine.
I love when kids do that in class. They walk up to me. Want to check my work? It's like, that means
Yeah.
you know you did everything.
Exactly. I do want you to just praise me for not having
You're
messed this
being,
up.
you're
crap.
Twi'lek. Twi'lek. What is Twi'lek's starting abilities? They get an extra rank in cool or
Charm.
charm? Okay.
I think I had to choose between charm and deception, and I picked charm.
Okay. So that's gonna be 20
And then later
there.
pick deception. I think. I was like, what? Ah, she was a brat.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
That
lie.
tracks.
What? I have a type? Good luck with my mouse
5,
character.
10,
Which playbook
30,
I'm the joined. I'm playing a second Nova.
60.
It's very exciting. It's the game I can't seem to name because I'm so excited about it that no name is worthy of it. I'm like
Sure.
so excited about running that
Gonna
game.
be a real
I
stoop.
love
10,
that.
15,
It's an amazing system.
I've wanted to play the joined for so long. I'm so excited.
30s, 55.
We were playing it on Saving Throw a couple years ago. I was
Yep.
basically playing
You're
a
good.
teenage, superpowered version of my wife. Kid Stardust. Were you there for that game, Blythe?
That's amazing.
Yes.
Which
Which
game?
ones are your
Yes.
non?
Didn't you?
No, I never got to. We were supposed to, and I never got
That's
to.
right. Sorry
The,
about
both
that.
the
But I was
combat
thinking about
skills.
Yeah.
Are you non-trained?
No, that's
Okay.
super cute.
And
Towards the end, she was
I
exploding
think stealth
a
and
lot.
cool.
Okay, those are not
Looking out
trained.
for everybody.
They're not
Whoopsie.
with the
Yeah.
Understood. Okay.
I'm playing.
Okay, so
1, 2, 3, 4.
So we're doing the Nova like as joined, and we're doing
Yeah.
telepathy and telekinesis together. Because I've talked a lot of
yeah, I completely missed
about
that,
Jean
but
Grey.
There's too
so I have to
much.
prove that she's cool. The way I play her. Not redheaded, which is step one.
You make everything better.
Oh my god, thank you. Oops, sorry. As I break the studio.
I love Jean Grey. I hate Scott Summers.
Yeah, Scott's pretty terrible.
I'm annoyed. Like,
How
I
much
just
time
want-
do we have before we have to start playing?
Whatever
we
we
want.
Yeah. And they're probably having issues with math. And if you have questions, throw them in the chat. I'm happy to answer them.
Y'all.
No, it's just that I spent my experience on like my other skills, and then I didn't realize I needed to do these.
Yeah.
So now I have no experience to do these, but I don't know how to undo my.
Okay. Give me numbers, and I will tell you what they convert to.
Well, no, it's just that I used all 90 of my experience points, so I'm trying to figure out how to either get rid of skills or because I don't have any left.
That's one of the things I noticed about this system when I played, because I played a force-sensitive character, and it was like the force points are super expensive for the stuff for the Jedi path, so it's like really hard. You end up like with a great Jedi who struggles with like walking on stairs or like talking to people or with a bunch of skills and not a lot of Jedi powers at first. So it's very much meant to be like a path you like walk through a long campaign. It's hard for a one shot.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I just have it's just kind of like I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm at.
I feel like, I mean, we've kind of established she's a little bit of an older character. Do we want to
Yeah.
give her extra points?
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a
Yeah.
one shot.
I'm just like I don't know what
I'll
to
give you an
do
extra
now.
10 obligation.
Yeah.
Did you spend your obligation yet?
I did betrayal as my obligation.
Okay, with that you get either 10 XP or a whole bunch of credits. So
Okay.
if you want to take the 10 XP,
But even if I take the 10 XP, like I can't really get any.
that should get you the first level of your force power, right?
It will get me, yeah. Well, I can get that. Oh, yeah, it'll get me exactly that. This is very confusing.
Tell you what, I'm going to give you an extra 10 for your obligation, and I'm going to say you're hiding something. You may be wanted for something you did.
Ooh, I like it.
Like you're like, oh yeah, the Jedi's, they're whatever. Really, you're being hunted.
Nice.
Like that.
Well, now I am by this evil thing that hates Jedi.
10, because those are non.
Okay, well, I have move. I can move things with my mind, but I have no other skills. Just like,
I
okay.
think you might have too many. Wait, did you not take any skills? Is that why? Or any talents?
I took 2. Sorry, did I buy too much stuff?
You may have.
I took Nobody's Fool and Grit. Those are the 5-point ones I took down here at the bottom.
Grit.
Okay.
I don't, you know what?
Okay, because all right. So cunning, you move that from a 2 to a 3, so that's going to be
That's 30. That's
30.
the 30 I did.
All right.
And then
And you should have a total of 8 skills, 6 of which are class skills. So we go ahead and we'll mark those off. So we'll say this is 1. These are the other 2. So 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay.
oh man, I marked like way too much stuff.
Yeah, and then you have the 2 that were supposed to be untrained skills, right? That's for being a human. So there's 1 there.
Yeah. I don't know, all the
Also,
math
it's
is on
one
the
there.
side here. Let me
Okay.
double check all that.
So we've got 10, 20, 40, 50. Yeah, we went over just a smidge.
Like
Five,
by like
10,
8
20,
skills.
40, 40, 50. Another 50 there. And then it's 5. Wait, this is untrained, right?
Yeah.
These ones are trained. Okay, that
Yeah.
actually changes that to 25 then. 25, and you said you got the 2 5-point skills, the 2 5 and 10, right?
Yeah. So those are
That's
those 2 5s.
15. Talents. Care.
So how's your day going?
Skill.
Okay.
I'm great. Thanks.
I'm just.
Oh, this side of the table is awesome.
Went to Target earlier with the fam.
Ooh, fun.
My
fun.
son actually picked up. We were talking before the stream, but you
40
weren't here.
points, okay. Those are
This
non-trained.
like animatronic boombox that has all these
Maybe I
kind of really
misunderstood the
specific
point.
Halloween like
That's okay.
songs and loops, but they're all really unique and it's freaking hilarious.
That's adorable.
They don't want
Now,
you to
do
find
you maintain your
145.
consciousness when you walk in a Target?
Okay.
Because I tend to black out.
There you go.
Yeah, I kind of just
You're gonna need to borrow
get
my
in
math.
this weird fugue
Yeah,
state.
So-
exactly. I just
Yeah.
walk
Yep.
out with the
So, yeah,
stuff
there
that
should be
the Target told me I needed.
Exactly.
6 class skills, 2 that are non-class.
And we got him a Wonder
So
and
Woman.
working
upgrading
that way.
character. Oh,
actually using
characters.
it
I think I did right. That was
Yeah,
fine.
so it's 30 points right there. So if you wanna,
So, trained skills are 5
Is it gonna be,
times their new rank. Got it. I think that's where I messed up. Okay, got it.
okay. Let's see. Did you upgrade any of your base stats?
Nibbler.
Nibbler.
I
Yeah.
upgraded.
It's gonna be Nibbler.
So I didn't upgrade anything at the top.
Okay.
I
Perfect.
only did the bottom stuff, but now
And
I
my
realized that
wife
wasn't a good
is
idea.
going to be a female version of Fry, and I'm going to be a male version of Leela.
Oh, that's really
We're
cute.
going to dye my hair and everything.
And the dots are your
That's
class
exciting.
ones.
I demand pictures.
Trying
Oh,
to
there
find
will
where the
be
lightsaber
so many
is, and it
pictures.
really
Yes.
doesn't want you to know where it is.
I've done this before, and this is gonna totally
I,
mess this
I
up.
have
I'm
thoughts
sorry, guys.
that I will share in the last part of
Yeah,
the,
there are thoughts, Fantasy
yeah.
Flight.
I don't know. I feel like
See,
it's not that hard.
I like the idea.
Get good.
Damn.
Just do math and do it right.
do
Well,
it
here's the thing.
right
It's
the
like
first time.
the first one we
Be
played.
great when you got to be great.
It was like
Super easy.
it was super easy, but I
Really
didn't feel like as a Jedi there was a lot I could do.
Sure.
But this time around, it's like, oh, there is a lot you can do as a Jedi if you can figure out how it works.
We have this saying in the people I play with that's Fantasy Flight. There's fun in here somewhere.
Okay, let's. Here's.
Like, I will tell you this
letters.
much right now. Whatever you think about the system itself, you cannot deny that Fantasy Flight knows how to package products.
167.
Yeah, respect.
You know, they know how to sell you,
Stuff.
man.
But they really don't want you to find lightsabers.
Nope.
I think the thing I did, and maybe you know the answer to this, Michael, is I took the diplomat specializations. Am I not supposed to do that at the beginning? Because it's like there's a specific path. I think that's where I got the 3 extra ones or the 4 extra ones.
No.
You get the diplomat ones at the beginning, so it should
Yeah,
give you an
these
extra
diplomat
4.
ones, and then these diplomat rousing the masses ones are the other ones I took.
And you should get those, but you only get 2 of those for ranks. You get
Yeah.
them as trained skills, but you
I
only
don't
get 2 ranks.
Oh, that's what I did. I took 2. I took all
I
of them.
think I can get you an answer, but I'm going to have to consult
Got
another
it.
source
That's what I messed
really
up on,
quickly,
sorry.
okay?
Yeah, you're
Found a
sitting.
lightsaber.
Not
Did you?
just they're all
I just
added as
it's
core
in a
skills.
very weird part
Yeah,
of the
they're
book
core
and trying
skills,
to
but you don't
find
get
it
any ranks
is
in them.
a journey.
Got it.
Oh.
Never mind
it.
then.
It just took
Okay, misunderstood.
looking at the index in the back of the book,
So, base move, basic.
but it's not with the other way.
According to
pretty
this,
good.
you've only got
Very
60
chill.
points spent.
I like accomplished very little.
Good.
Blythe?
Watched a lot
What?
of like.
According to
Bon
this, you've only
Appetit
spent 60
videos.
points. Did you have any skills you bought? Or
Yeah.
That's good
talents?
Yeah.
No.
Are you familiar?
Oh, yeah.
Wait,
Do you-
what? I did my math wrong
who's your
then.
favorite?
So I have 6. How many? So I have
Not
30
that
left.
familiar.
Yeah.
But-
So, looking through this, because you didn't boost any of your base characteristics, you should have a total of 6
Good on you.
trained skills that you get for free. So we
I
can go.
did that, but I put there's another rank in them, so I thought I had to. Or I put more ranks in them, so I thought I had to spend.
No, so you'll get just 1 rank in 6 skills, or you can, mix and match.
Well, I did a few. I mean, yeah, I did some stuff.
Yeah. So
How about a level of smart?
looking here, there's.
Ugh.
We'll see. You've got 2 here,
Just wanted to talk about that.
2
Okay, so-
here, and then 3, and then 4.
I found lightsaber, but there's no stats for the lightsaber.
Okay.
That's where I can come in.
Yeah.
Ignore
Why?
me.
10,
There's no stats for
20,
anything.
30, 40,
Can I help with anything?
Very
40,
I think there's a chart,
50,
like
60.
a kind of master list.
Yeah, you've only spent 60 points so far. So you still have 30 more to go.
Okay, that's good
Plus
news.
your obligation, which I guess makes it,
Well, I used that to get the move, I think.
Okay.
So
So yeah.
Your obligation is you helped your friend move that, or
no, my obligation is that
Oh,
the
sorry.
obligation that I went
Jeez.
with, I betrayed because I betrayed the Jedi Order.
Oh.
So betrayal. I betrayed them by leaving. So I feel like it made sense in the character.
One of the mistakes I made was I meant to mark charm, and I marked the one above it, which was athletics, and charm was one that came with mythic.
Copy.
I like this book. It's very pretty and it smells nice, but I don't know where anything is.
Did you buy like this specific skill like lightsaber?
I haven't bought the skill because I don't know what it's not.
The
on
GM needs to grant it.
Granted.
Yay!
Cool.
Solved.
So buy that mofo
Okay,
for
so
5 points.
for 5 points.
It's a trained class skill
Yeah.
for you, lightsaber.
So write that in extra boys down there. That's not what the section's called, but
That's weapons.
custom skills.
That's
Sorry,
weapons.
custom skills.
Oh, custom
Yeah.
skills.
See, as a GM, I kind of wish I had a laser pointer sometimes. Like, no, it's
Yo,
over there.
right?
On your
That's a
character
really
sheet.
good idea.
This is very strange. Okay, so I bought it.
Yep.
So now I have 25 points to spend.
So go ahead and highlight rank 1 on that.
I don't
So
like
now if
this
you want to buy
character
rank 2, it's going to be 2 times 5, which is another 10 points, yes?
Correct.
sheet. Okay.
Go
I'm not-
too deep on lightsaber.
Go too deep.
Yeah.
Well, you
Yeah.
can only go too deep. Yes.
You can't go any farther than that, but you should, like,
I'll
for
go too
being a
deep.
Jedi, you should have 2.
And then
Can I remove a melee point and like?
No.
You don't need to. Like, you have plenty to play with right now. So deduct
Well, I
another
don't
10.
have that many. 'Cause then if
Well,
I do
you've
that,
only
then I
spent
have-
15 if you get the 2 ranks.
Yeah.
It's 5 for the initial rank and then 10 for the second rank, so it's 15. So
Yeah, but I have out of 30 points I had left, so I have 15 left. So
yeah.
I'm
Well, plus you have the extra 10 for
You took a
your
second.
obligation.
Yeah, you took a second obligation.
okay.
So you
So
technically
you still got
have-
25 to play with.
Yep.
Okay.
and that's where you're going to look at the talent tree.
Now go fuck up your talent tree, because it looks like you should
And
be
that's
able to
2.
go
Now
one
we're
or
in
two.
debt.
Yeah.
I need to fuck up my talent tree. Okay.
And that's 3.
Do I
Oh,
want-
sorry. I didn't even notice.
Get it one
I'm
of
not
these
even.
days.
I'm
Whoops.
not PG. It's not a thing.
You know what? I'm guaranteeing kids aren't going to watch this
Okay,
one, so this is way too complex. Sorry, guys, we're going
But
to
I
take off
can
the PG filter.
Oopsie.
R.
But I can only have one force power tree right now, right?
Right.
Okay. Cool. That's. So.
Because you only have 1 force point. You can have access
That's
to 1
fine.
tree.
I have move, so I can move things with my mind.
So do we have a stat block for the lightsaber?
You were looking
I'm
that up right
curious
now.
about
Okay,
those.
cool.
Trying to find
Because my race is so. Because
Oh, there's a Force and Destiny book right up there. So
Oh, I get a
half
special
shot.
skill.
these.
You know what? Nope.
Okay.
You got it? All right.
Yeah, Louise, we're jeezing you.
jeez.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, I get 1 free rank in perception and vigilance for my race.
Dope.
Didn't even know this.
You're stronger than you know, Skywalker.
So wait, there's math. So I have another point basically because I went to 2. I think I went to 2 in perception.
Okay.
So I don't know what that means, but I am.
If you're already
So
trained in
I'll-
it, then give yourself back 10 more points.
Very good.
Okay. 35.
You getting it over there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am so thankful for you right now.
GM of
I'm sure the
unfamiliar
the people
systems.
watching are not happy with me, but
No, they're
you're
probably
fine.
like, oh, they're proxy. Oh, I understand this. Thank you, Blythe.
There's nothing worse than being like, am I the one that doesn't get this?
Am I the dummy? No.
I
No,
the
it must be them.
Yeah. It can't be me.
No,
oh, it's a double-bladed lightsaber
it's the
too.
children who are wrong.
Yes, that's
They're out of time.
even the younglings.
Especially the other ones.
Lightsaber skill.
Do I just get dance as like a free?
I'll give it to you for free. Enjoy.
Thanks.
Boom.
6 damage.
But it's going to be cool to perform it.
Ooh, I don't have that, so sorry about it.
It's bad dancing.
She's really good at it, just like when people are watching.
Stay on target.
Yeah, exactly.
Stay on target.
For some reason, I'm picturing Paul Rudd like dancing. Like
Ooh,
Oh,
ooh, yeah.
The Nacho program or whatever it was called.
Oh, unfortunate.
I don't know. Breach
Says
1.
you.
There's not enough room to like keep track of everything, so I'm just gonna put the page number.
Okay. You should have a second sheet if you need a... Oh, wait. You're doing your equipment. That is exactly where it goes. Thank you,
Yeah.
Nancy Polite.
So I'm gonna be like,
Saving it for part 3.
it's 177.
Gonna
look,
have
I
some
like the
shade
game.
and tea.
I just have many, many things to say about it. You want to hang on to that? Or?
Well, I have 2 now.
Okay.
Well, it's 2 separate books.
Oh, it's 2 separate. Why?
Do you want to put it over here,
This one's
just in case
Force
you need to look at it?
Destiny.
Yeah.
Let's put
Yeah.
it over here.
It's the big book of Jedi.
See, Force and get. Oh no, I need to save that page.
Wait, is that more
Open
helpful to
the
me?
book.
Yes. So we're gonna keep it over here for you.
Oh my gosh.
Look,
Okay.
everything
We're
that
doing
you're looking
amazing.
at there is duplicated in there, so you don't need the Force of Destiny for that.
For the most part.
But that's where the lightsaber stats were.
Ah, cool. This is not helpful for you. It's okay. Deep
Just
breath.
okay. Just
You're doing
stay in the book
great.
you're in. You're doing great.
Like, this
Why-
is so much.
We're
You're
here to
golden.
support you.
Yep.
Is this
Where did all like
I'm reasonably sure
pick the
this
thing
is
that's
going to
most
be fun.
confusing and tell us what page it's on, and I'll like
Sorry.
be on the side helping look stuff up when needed.
It's not. The thing is, it's not even confusing. It's just that we're in such like a time constraint that I don't have the like.
Don't worry about the
ability
time
to, like,
constraint.
Don't even.
Let it go.
I'm like.
Look,
it's
we're
so
on our
hard
way to a boss fight.
Yeah.
Let's meander.
Not a boss fight. A boss fight.
Boss. This one.
Okay, so What happens if I increase
Is it
my
wrong that I'm
magic?
already thinking about Christmas shopping? I think I'm getting old.
No.
Yeah, what are you gonna get me?
Ooh. Loaded D20s.
Nice.
With ones.
Wait, high or low?
Just I'm a size D&D Beyond.
Oh,
If you were wondering.
See what
I
you
get
did
a
there.
strength
Ah,
upgrade.
thanks.
much better.
Clever.
Okay.
I'm gonna get you a Hero Lab
Yes.
subscription.
Yes.
For a license.
Now you just got to do your
For the game of
strain
your
and stuff at the
choice.
top, and you're good to go.
Yeah. Sorry, what was the strain again?
So your strain should be equal to. You should have it on your. What's the ratio? It's 10 plus willpower. Right?
It's 12 plus willpower.
12 plus willpower.
Ooh, so
Or-
strong.
Wait, how many can I?
10 plus willpower, sorry, and I took grit, so mine's 13.
Oh, I took grit too. Perfect.
So yeah.
And
Oh,
so
no, I didn't. I had erased those. Never mind. I don't have grit. 12.
It's
Yeah,
true
Your
grit.
strain should be 12.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't upgrade.
And then your
my-
soak value should be your brawn.
Yeah. Plus 1 because I got thick, or because I got heavy clothing.
Right.
Well,
So that's
that's-
going to make it 3.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah. What was base soak value?
Base soak value is your brawn. So whenever I do damage to you, you can soak up to a certain amount of damage,
Perfect. So I'm actually at 3.
and that's just natural armor.
Cool.
We had the longest
I bought
fight.
padded armor.
Ooh. I had the longest fight with one of my friends, and the new Star Wars kind of ruins it for me. Wookiee fingers.
What?
I think Wookiees have claws. They climb trees. They're like sloths. You know, they're in the KOTOR game as having claws, and all the RPGs claws, claws, claws. And then when we were watching The Force Awakens, you see Chewbacca put that little explosive on there, and he's got a big old like Harry and the Henderson hand. And I'm like,
Yeah.
why? No, that is wrong. You ruined it, J.J. Abrams.
I picture it
Amazing.
like Harry and the Anderson hands, but like with like nails.
Nope, just regular old
It's just
human
regular
nails.
old-
At old
Got fuzzy
Chewbacca,
fingies.
his costume doesn't. You don't see claws ever. But they, I mean, yes, they have nails, but you don't ever see them.
You see fingers for like a half frame in New Hope, and we went through very
Amazing.
painstaking lengths to find
Like
where.
going frame by frame.
Yeah.
I've done nerdy things like that too, though, so I'm not joking.
So
It's like-
I think that's
This is this is a medal.
Congratulations, you're a nerd.
Thank you.
But since you're not a Wookiee, you can get a medal.
No, they just didn't have enough. I'm gonna say they didn't have enough ribbons. They had the medal, but not enough ribbons.
Oh,
So,
respect. I like that.
Like he got it in a box. But,
Oh, okay.
other skills.
Maybe he was afraid of it messing up his hair.
Oh my god, yeah. Sometimes you just don't like the way it lies.
Yeah. It'll be fine. And even when you walk, it starts like rubbing and
Oh,
getting in it.
not
It's
great.
tangled.
Wait, no, I have.
Wookiee split ends.
Ugh.
Oh my god, so much conditioner. How many eggs do you have to feed a Wookiee to get a coat real shiny?
Right? I'm just worried about the shower, like unclogging that drain.
Oh my god. You
Forget about it.
just gotta hose them off outside.
Yeah, I feel like they have
Okay.
those vacuum things, like for huskies.
Oh yeah.
The undercoat, the deep coat.
Oh. But its coat never comes back the same way. You can over harvest that undercoat.
Oh,
it's not
yeah,
great.
that's true. I say
Wookiee
that like
shaving.
yeah.
Where we're
Okay.
at.
Just get one very large Furminator for your
Yeah.
Wookiee. Hold still. Yeah. I can't tell if he likes it or hates it.
Yeah.
He just starts licking the air like my cat.
Okay.
I love that imagery. Yes, ma'am.
Bam.
Yeah? You
I think I
banned?
did it.
Nice.
Yay.
All right. May I?
Good job. You went hard mode on this. Like,
May I look
yeah,
at
you
it?
did.
Huh?
May I review?
I was
Yeah.
like, I will choose an old lady person with very few skills.
No,
Talks a
same.
lot.
I'm young.
Easy to make.
It's like,
How dare you try to be an effective and interesting character? That wasn't what we were doing.
I am excited to play. I am just still figuring it out.
No, you're good.
And it is. It's a very like complicated because it's like the strange mix of point buy and other stuff.
You're
so-
good.
Right.
Yay!
So how do I know how to build my
Dice pool? We'll go over dice pool again right now, as a matter of fact. But first, before we get too far, does anyone want another cookie before I move
I
these?
want one of these.
You may have that.
Thank you.
Wait, what's in
Is
there?
there another
Chocolate
chocolate
chip.
I have the like candle.
A
Can I
candle.
like go halvesies on a cookie with you?
I'll go
Sure.
have these on the cookie.
Yeah. No, you have to eat your own whole one. Sorry about it.
That's all right.
Meat buns are friends with this paper
Here you go.
and the
This will be.
plastic.
There you go.
Looking for their their card.
I hear you saying it.
I'm giving you the eyes too.
Yeah.
Like
I was like, dude.
The
those
death
are the be
eyes.
quiet eyes. Works on fourth graders and my gaming partners.
You're not wrong.
Oh wait, the wrapper should have the actual name on them. Can I have one of the wrapper? It's right there in front of you. May I have that? Thank you. These are from Fandom, Fandom, cookies. So yeah, that got it today at Geeky Teas.
Nice.
Give them a like and say, hey, the folks at Happy Jack and Games We Never Play sent ya.
Yep.
No one else wants these? I'm going to put them away.
Oh, they're
Geeky
so
Teas
good. Thank
is
you.
a local like nerd boutique shop if you're interested. It's in Burbank,
It's got nerd juice in it.
Nerd juice.
Lots of nerd
but
juices.
not in a way that sounds dirty like that.
All the nerd juices.
And it's just down the street from the Bearded Lady and the Mystic Museum and
Quirky Nerds also on that same strip.
and the Halloween Town stores.
Oh,
so
yes.
Ooh,
go to
nice.
Burbank. That's where it's all at,
I
man.
was doing that for chewing and then forgot to put it.
It's a thing.
For chewing. All right, so before we get started, everyone is going to need to roll a force die.
Okay.
It's this little white D12 that's got a pip or two of varying colors. So go ahead and just roll them. Thank you. On the tray. There you go. Dark side, dark side.
Yeah.
Dark side.
Okay,
I
so
am the only one that did their job well.
thank you.
Step your game up.
So we
All
got
don't click.
three of us rolled one dark side, Pip, and Abria rolled two light
Get
side.
real close to you.
Yeah.
All right, dark side, dark side. Oh, there we go. Dark side, and then two light side
Noise.
tokens. So that means we can spend these up to 5 points today. Now it'll go back and forth depending on how we use them. So go ahead and collect up them dices.
Sorry.
The dis. All right. So how do you build your pool? We'll take the example again from before. What's your character's name? Dash Rendar?
Tio Circador.
Tio Circador. So close. All right, Tio's wants to shoot at a stormtrooper. So we're going to go ahead and take the base characteristic of agility, and that's it. He's got a 2 on that, so he pulls out 2 dice.
Okay,
Now, depending on the weapon he's using, he'll be able to modify those dice. So for him, he's got a light weapon, blaster light weapon, and he has a 2 ranks in that. So he's able to upgrade up to 2 ranks. So those 2 green become 2 yellow dice. He's shooting downhill, so he'll get a boost die. That just allows him to, possibly get more successes. Now, opposing that, go ahead and leave those there. Opposing that is going to be the range. It's about medium range, so it's going to be 2 purple die. And I'm going to feel like spending a force point. So I would flip over one of the dark side points, make it light, and one of the purple dice becomes a red die. All right. From there, I'm going to say, well, the gravel beneath your feet is very loose, so you're going to add a setback die. It means there's some sort of complication in what you're trying to do. You can do it, but it's a little harder. You then would roll all of those dice, and a lot of the numbers will cancel each other out. Successes cancel out failures and vice versa. Advantage cancels out disadvantage. And we have despair.
No.
So with this, we have two. All right. So despair and triumph never get canceled out. You can have a 1 and a 20 both at the same time. So with this, the 2 successes are canceled out by the 2 failures. The advantage is canceled out by the disadvantage. And threats. And the despair is all that remains. If you don't get at least 1 success, then it counts as a failure. So with this, he goes to fire at the same stormtrooper, and his pack explodes. The power pack on his blaster explodes. He's going to need to field strip it quickly and get a new pack in as soon as possible. But it'll be vulnerable to additional attacks. And that's how the system
But
works.
how is T-Ho like TV's face?
Um,
He didn't... Because that would be my despair.
Was
So
was
in
Tio
this
wearing a
game,
helmet?
I just want to make sure that we know that that's a line for me. Like, we cannot harm his face.
Yes.
Understood.
Sorry.
You
You
was
got
handsomely scarred.
like it enhances it.
You know what? I'll make that a veil.
Okay.
I'm fine with it
All right,
happening.
let's-
I just don't want to see it.
Let's just see. Let's.
And it has to go immediately from, like, gross, like, bleeding things
Yeah, to, like,
handsome
cute
scar.
and
He just
Yeah.
wipes it real quick once.
Yeah, it's
scar.
great.
There you go.
And it's just kind of a cream of wheat streak on his face. Yeah.
So, yeah. But
Only gets
but
darker
it
in
has to be,
moody
like,
scenes.
above the eyes, because, like, nothing here.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Kimmy?
That can be like...
Yeah.
Do that for you.
I like the eyebrows. Like, slit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's cute.
Or like the little just like...
Oh, yeah.
So it's going to be like an MMO. You're going to have helmet on, but non-shown.
Yeah.
Do we have anything to drink by any chance? Water or anything? Do we have anything to drink?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, I'll be back. You keep talking.
Okay.
Nope. I feel
Are
like you unmuted it.
All
Went
right.
the other direction.
I'm an expert.
Bold choice.
All right. So with that, does anyone else have any questions about their character before they want to do something?
Am I your favorite?
Yes.
My
you.
So
favorite.
far,
Sweet.
I mean,
oh my god, thanks.
2 out of
Look at that
5.
charm. It's already working out.
It's a bubbly. It's a bubbly.
Everybody loves Twi'leks.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, the lady ones.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, the dude ones
Yeah.
are all sharp teethed and kind of scurry.
They're very, very scary.
Yeah.
So
Just over here doing body rolls.
Oh. Yeah, I'll take a Belgian white.
His heart like perked up. I heard it. I was just like, ooh, ooh.
Thank you.
he was excited. He was
Water,
ready for
because
it.
I'm hydrating.
Nice.
So, fun fact, I was the spokesman for Shock Top Beer in 2012.
What?
Look it up.
For real?
For real.
Oh, I for real will.
Yeah. Not right now.
No.
And maybe
I know,
after
we're
the game
taking a
I'll
break.
post a link on my Twitter. But
Can I get the best dice pool possible if we pull this up right now?
Yeah.
I really hope there's an embarrassing jingle or something you had to sing that what goes along with
no,
this.
I think the most notable thing I said was, that's real coriander.
That like made my body die a little bit.
I feel like you need a T-shirt that says that. I'm the
I
coriander
want that
guy.
shirt.
There's so much that went into
Oh my
that.
God.
I'm happy to talk about it on Twitter, but now we're talking about Star Wars.
That's the best Twitter bio ever. That guy who likes coriander. It's like,
I also like coriander.
It's so relatable.
It's so relatable.
All right.
It's your LA life. Like all your
Stop,
friends have been
I'll
in
do it later.
You
commercials.
would look up Shock Top End of the World.
I'm that
Thank
girl
you.
who was
Thank
in a
you for this gift.
Deep Space Nine documentary. So
Great.
that's
I
mine.
feel like you might want safe search on it.
Do I? That's what I'm with my
Ooh.
phone knife.
Trade you.
It seeds some things.
Yeah.
I got you on that one. I was in People versus George Lucas.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Oh my god! I've seen
Nice.
that.
Yeah.
Dang, son.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I had feelings. Episodes 1, 2, and 3.
I also had feelings about Deep Space Nine. It was great.
I don't like how it ended, but we'll get into that in our Star Trek show.
Yes.
Which I guarantee we're going to do because I love the Star Trek system.
The
I'm
Modifus one?
Yes. I have
As
no
long
idea
as
how
I can
things
play
are.
a Vulcan.
I haven't played it yet. Anyway, let's talk about Wars in
Yeah,
the
Star Wars.
Listen, you stop trying to get us on track, buddy.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
responsible.
Buddy. All right. So, peeling back the veil, you guys are whoosh, in a galaxy far, far away on a planet none have been able to touch in a very long time. Cut off from help in so many ways. You've all resigned yourselves to rescue your financier, Vaz, from Ace Accounting, who brought you here to retrieve the urn of Sarek. You have no idea what has happened or who has taken him, but you know that it's somewhere.
It's an urn now.
Yeah, we retconned it. It's an
It's
urn.
earned the name.
I want to see the urn and go, it looks more like
Like
a
a
vase.
vase.
It's a Vaz to me.
I was just saying that to be obnoxious. Sorry. Continue.
Typical player.
Yeah.
Ah.
All right. You guys know that it is in the Valley of the Jedi. When you guys first arrived on the planet, you saw that most of it, the planet should have looked like indoor, big trees, grassiness, except everything is covered in coral. It looks like the bed of the ocean. When Blythe's character, I'm sorry, what was your character name again?
Leanna.
Leanna. Reached out with the Force to see if they could get a hold of the living Force. It felt blurry, much in the same way Toph in the Sand Desert was unable to see the Sand Raiders. They later became Tusken Raiders. Fun fact, same universe. So enjoy that. If not, it's in my headcanon. All right. So, you guys have resigned yourselves to going down and rescuing this person. Whether you recover the urn or not, it's entirely up to you. From what you've learned, it is stronger than Bacta. Whatever this creature being is, hates droids and hates something called Jedi. No one knows what that is. No one can
No guesses.
possibly figure that out.
No way to know.
Nope. Mystery for the universe.
Just quietly hides lightsaber.
Not after all that work to make it.
Yeah, right.
Jedi intensifying.
Screams in Jedi.
It's just that meme with like screaming internally. Like
Yeah.
it's just that.
You guys have so far ran into a giant evil black snake that was 13 feet long, and this bug that thankfully you guys made short work of, but if that had hit you, it would put you right out.
What was it? The thud
thud
bug?
bug.
Bug, bug.
I thought it was a thug bug. And I
Thug
was
bug.
like, that's hilarious.
It's street.
That's I thought you said thug bug.
Listen, I mumble. It's not a good trait for a GM, so... All right. So you guys are hovering 50 feet above the planet's edge of the tree line. The head of the ATK droid is on the console, awaiting your orders. What would you like to do?
I think at the end last time
We were getting off. They
Yeah.
basically instructed that they were going to go into orbit and we were going to get off the flight.
Yeah.
Understood. Okay.
not come down for anybody but us.
Yep.
And we should have some sort of, like, I don't want to say self-destruct, but some sort of protocol that if they don't hear from us within a certain time or
They
something
leave.
like that, they leave.
Yeah.
So you're putting a time limit on this.
I mean, it's
Or a code word, maybe?
just a droid, so
Is it coriander?
Now it is.
now.
Real coriander.
But it's not like there's any beings that need like a time limit. It's not like they're going to run out of food in like a week or two.
Well,
Yeah,
but I'm
we-
thinking about us.
Yeah.
Like, if we get in a pickle, I guess it doesn't... No, I see your
Otherwise, it
point.
just sits there forever until it gets the command of coriander.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Coriander.
There's no way.
Listen, coriander's the we're coming back and only we know that word. If you don't get that within like a day, that's
so you guys have one day. All right.
Wait, why 1 day?
Yeah.
Sorry, very quick. Why do we only have 1 day to do this?
48 hours. Let's say 48 hours.
Why? I don't understand.
2 days.
I don't understand the time limit. It feels very arbitrary.
Well, I mean, in
Well,
theory...
how about like a week?
It's very arbitrary.
Yeah,
It's-
like a month.
it's arbitrary. But if you don't hear, if you don't hear back from someone in 2 days, what's really the likelihood that they're still alive?
Look, we brought enough supplies for all of us for 7 days. How much can you logically carry wherever we're going? I don't
Wait,
want you
I'm
to
gonna
have to
have to
carry more
carry
than
stuff?
Yes, unfortunately, we're going to have to take our supplies with us in case we have to camp out or we get stuck or something.
And
Look,
you can't leave them on the speeder unattended because then you could get stolen.
Hey, at this point, we don't even know how long it will take us to get to this
The
urn.
temple.
I mean, it might take us a few days because we're walking. If something happens to the speeder, we'll be even going slower. So we should leave ourselves some travel time.
10 days.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
What if someone gets a hold of the ship and knows our secret word and is able to get off the ship and we don't win?
if somebody intercepts the ship and leaves without us.
What if our ship gets blown up and never gets to go back to be like, hey, don't go to this planet?
I'm not comfortable having it stay more than 48 hours, Capasta. I know you don't like it,
Well,
but that's what life in this galaxy is sometimes.
So-
Doing things you don't like to do.
Is that a better alternative than us being late and being left here?
The thing is, if we have the code word, so that if we are running behind, we at the very least can signal and say, hey, code word, we're running. This is slower than possible. That's what we can do.
okay. So 48 hours of no contact.
48 hours of
Unless we ask for an
absolutely no
extension.
contact. Yeah.
Got it. I hate it, but I got it.
Well, we have the option to ask for an extension. So
understand.
Alright.
If the comms go down,
if the
Whatever.
If
We're
the
just-
comms go down, we get left.
it's going to be fun. We're going to be fun.
I'm going to go ahead and grant you guys all comms. So you guys have those.
Yeah,
Normally
yeah.
the-
Ah!
Except 500 years later.
Muted.
Too late now.
It's fine.
There we go. Great.
Poor headphones. It's fine.
All right. So you all descend to the planet. Ship lands, lets you disembark. You're now left. You see a giant hole about 50 feet down. How are you going to traverse that?
Did anyone bring rope? I didn't even. I
Wait, why
didn't
would-
pack any.
I'll
Just
grant you
gonna
guys a
walk down.
survival pack.
I brought a backpack.
Thank you.
It's Star Wars. We have a grappling hook.
Yeah, it's on your
Yeah.
belt.
It's standard Stormtrooper issue,
Yeah.
apparently. Yeah.
Wait, I thought we were out of the hole, though.
Yes.
But we have to go back down. So, all right, I'll go first. Attach the grappling hook and then kind of do that free fall rappel thing.
Scout goes down the hole.
I follow.
Wait, why are we going down the hole?
Because that's where the bad guys went.
Oh, I got it.
I thought we were just going to go straight to the temple.
Yeah, I thought they went to the temple.
thought that was our plan.
Yeah.
You guys know that where you've landed enters into the temple. It's-
Oh, okay. Good, we did it.
We know that, yes.
We're all correct.
Okay, all right. I would have been happy to admit I was wrong. But
No, you're right.
I
Yeah.
follow
Yeah,
down.
Oh,
with
good.
you, because I should probably go first, because I think I have really good perception.
Guess we'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out, because I don't know how that works.
I guess we will.
Together.
Why don't you go first?
I think they're gonna get us killed.
Very likely.
This is a stupid way to die.
Well, I can't think of alternatives right now, and staying here is definitely a worse way to die than with, two people who can help protect us.
I mean, let's be fair. And as she clips and goes down, you're the one that killed the bug.
I deflected the bug!
Yeah.
You all look like you're a fan, which is pretty
Hopefully I
cool.
can do that in the system, too.
We'll see.
Did you buy a fan?
No,
You didn't allocate any credits for fan?
How dare.
Come on
I got
now.
2 knives instead, I'm sorry. Can I switch one of my knives to a fan?
I'll make
We
a
just
fan knife,
reskin
yeah.
one of them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the knife. It has the
the
blades.
super fan? Okay.
I'm a fan of that.
Amazing.
Love it.
Don't blow this.
Right, and then after her, I'll make it in.
All right.
All right, you all descend. You see the crater from which that pulsing flesh onion was last
Blech.
week. The area itself is still covered in goo, as it were. You see an entrance not too far from you, about 40 feet on the opposite side of the cavern. You guys start heading to it.
I've got my weapon drawn, by the way.
Okay.
I do
Same.
not have my lightsaber drawn, but I am going first.
All right.
I don't have my quick draw skill. I need my quick draw skill.
I'm going to definitely have my blaster, out and ready.
Same
Blaster
Zeus.
ready. All right. As you continue down this dark and very damp hallway,
I click my little shoulder light.
Oh, yeah,
We
yeah.
all
You got
have
your
last
shoulder
week.
lights.
The lights on for sure.
come on, be able to see at least right in front of you. Lightsaber gets ignited, you get more vision, but
I don't need it.
That's all right.
I see everything. Sort of, actually. Everything
No,
is
that's
a little
what-
blurry.
Yeah, but that's.
No, because of her.
Oh yeah,
Her
his connection to the
race, yeah.
Force.
But I know where everything. It's I know where things are. It's just. I imagine it like a glitch because it's like a white outline that I see, unless it has like
Okay.
an emotion, in which case I see a colored outline.
Right.
So I can
Those are
sense all of your
color
emotions at all times.
Oh, good.
What am I feeling?
Hungry?
You're not happy about this.
Oh, she's good.
You're like a red outline right now.
Oh.
But it's I imagine it it looks like it glitches.
Okay.
That's how I would kind of it
That's
just
fair.
kind of does a TV where it's it doesn't quite make. It's I know I know it's there, but I'm not sure what it's like.
The
a little,
distance, what have you. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. All right. As you continue down, you enter this room where you see the walls and the ceiling go up about 7 feet, and it's covered in these little. They look like sacks, if you will, vines connecting each and every one, leading out deeper into the soil. There looks like there's about 20 of them in total. What do you do?
Can I investigate them?
You certainly
See
can.
if I recognize them?
Sure. Give me a
I have xenology.
xenology check.
I don't know how to do that.
So you're gonna take. It's got int next to it, so you're gonna take your intelligence
Yeah.
score.
Sweet. 3?
Okay, so you're gonna add. So you're gonna
Yeah.
put 3 green dice out first,
Sweet.
and now, what is your xenology score?
1.
So you convert one of those green dice into a yellow die.
Cool.
I'm going
Done.
to say this is going to be very hard for you to do, so you're going to go ahead and take 5 purple dice.
Oh no! I only grabbed 3. Nothing should be harder than the 3. Alright. Oof. Well, that went super well, I think.
Okay, so you have a lot of
I think it was
threat on that.
fine.
So you're examining this thing, and you reach out and you touch it in your examination, whether you meant to or not. You gently graze it, and you see it unfold, as it were. And you see a face staring back at you, about 6 inches high. Its face looks identical to the one you saw very briefly in the recording on the ship. And it looks like it's possibly one of the scientists. It goes, what? Like he's trying to figure out the words. Are you rescue?
And I'm gonna scream and run and dive behind Mari.
Okay.
What happened? What's going on?
Yeah, what?
Oh.
You see this face is in pain. What do you do?
Well, you're good with people, Senator. Go talk to it.
People. I'm
That's-
good with people.
I mean, it
Not a person.
was a person.
It might not be. It might be like remembering some. I don't know. Oof.
All right, fine.
I mean, yeah.
I'll go talk to it.
Okay.
What?
Its eyes, although it's all like one unit, like it's all made of flesh, eyes, mouth, everything, it turns to look at you.
Ooh.
What are you?
I'm human. Help.
Debatable.
Coming. It's and it folds back out into itself again, and it's now a flesh sack.
Now, aren't you glad you did that?
Yeah,
That.
very, very glad.
Well,
Perhaps
that's
we should
upsetting.
Put it out of its misery.
But there's so many of them. I worry that if we put all of these things out of their misery, something else is going to come check out the disturbance.
No. That's true. Are we going to end up finding this thing eventually anyway?
You're right.
Yeah,
You're
but
right.
maybe we should learn more about it before we run into fighting it.
Cool.
How did you get that one to open?
I don't know. Bless
Bless
you.
you.
I don't know, and I would pay any amount of credits to make sure I never do it again. I don't know. I just sort of looked at it, investigated it. All right, I poked it with a stick, a little bit.
I take her stick and poke another one.
No, it was a pencil. Ah!
Okay, you poke a different one or the same one?
A different one.
A different one. It wiggles, it unfolds, and then refolds.
This doesn't make any sense.
Did we see another face in that one?
You do not.
Do these have a similar... Do they seem similar to the fleshy onion?
Give me a intelligence check.
Just a straight...
See if you can deduce it. Yeah.
Okay, not a xenology or outer rim.
Give me actually. Was there an investigation in this? There's not investigation.
I have perception.
Give me perception. Give me that one.
Okay, so perception. So I have 3 cunning, so does that mean 3 green?
So let's start at the base. Yeah, your cunning is going to be 3 green. Yes.
Okay, and then I have... So I have 3 cunning. I have 2 ranks into perception.
Mm-hmm. So 2 of those green are going to be converted to yellows.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay. It's the same. Going to same check. This one's going to be about 5 difficulty or 3 difficulty. Sorry. So 3 purples.
3 purples.
And, I feel like swinging the force in your favor. Go ahead and flip over one of the dark side, make that light, and upgrade one of the purple to a red die,
Oh no. Boo.
It's not in her favor. It's not in her favor
and then
at
roll
all.
all that.
Just roll really well, and it'll be fine.
No pressure.
Don't know what any of this. Let's move that over there.
Okay. Let's decipher.
Okay, so
2
she's got
successes.
1 success then, because there's a failure.
How do I know?
So
Okay, so the bangs, the ones that look like stars, those are successes.
Okay.
No, you're good.
The
Let's
ones
go
that
into
look
help.
like
Let's both do it.
triangles, those ones are the failures.
Failure.
So the triangle X's out the success.
So like this whole thing gets canceled out.
Exactly, because
it's
that's
one of each.
advantage and threat. So those 2 are
Okay.
gone.
Oh, so this is advantage.
Yeah.
yeah,
And those 2 would be taken out. So you succeed on what you were trying to do.
Okay.
But there are 2 threat generated from that. So
Okay.
the threat is usually something I use to later on. I'll bank it, use it.
So I just need to know what threat could happen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just for comparison, I banked 5 threat on my roll, so you
Okay,
did
so we
much
have-
better.
So you succeed, and you're like, yeah, it seemed like it might have been in the same family, much like a watermelon and a sunflower, but not necessarily the same plant.
oh man, yeah.
So I recognize, like, they're related.
Like they could have been from the same planet.
Okay.
Is what I'm saying.
I relay. This kind of reminds me of that gravity, that onion thing that we saw. They definitely seem like they could be related.
Oh, because they both are terrible.
They're
Got
all-
it.
yeah.
It's like the same ecosystem, probably, which I guess would make sense.
So you left being a Jedi to be a botanist. Got it. Ugh,
Nice.
hate this.
You're the scholar.
Yeah.
Things you should know.
It's a yuck plant.
Look, we can nitpick later on, okay?
Alright.
It's just, if
Yeah,
these are
just-
sentient creatures, I'm not especially fond of killing them right now without perhaps seeing if there's some way we can...
Just don't know if they're good news.
I don't either.
Well,
Do
then
they
why don't we
have
keep
colors?
going?
Do they have like a?
Different hues and what have you.
Do I notice any like emotion or anything kind of coming off of these?
No, you don't actually.
Okay.
Even when you were looking at it, when he was talking to it, it gave off no emotion.
Even with the talking?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's weird.
That is weird.
There's no emotion or sign of sentience from these. It's very strange.
Well, since we don't know what they are, if they're any threat to us, then perhaps it isn't a good idea to engage whatever this thing is here.
I agree with you, Senator.
I agree.
We perhaps should continue on down the path.
All right. After you.
All right.
Are you ever going to use your lightsaber?
I have. I used it to hit that bug. I started, had a really cool
Oh, the
moment.
bug that you killed.
Yeah.
That
No,
bug.
I killed it.
Did you?
Yeah, I stabbed it with my lightsaber.
I don't remember it that way.
She held it against a wall, and
Yeah, with her fan. That
Mari,
was
like,
very cool.
Smiles, just a little smirk.
a really cool moment.
On our way.
As you guys continue further down, the tunnel itself, it seems to get more humid the deeper you go. The stonework looks as if it has changed from natural formations to actual stone masonry. As you continue on, give me a vigilance check.
Oh, jeez.
No threats or anything. Or to roll against.
So if we don't have any ranks, it's just the pure stat, right?
Well, no, so for vigilance, it's going to be, just the pure stat.
Cool.
So it's going to be your will score, whatever your will is.
Do we roll stuff against it?
You do not.
One of these
I got
ones
2 advantage.
yellow.
One success?
Okay.
I have a skill that says I can add. It has a little light blue box.
That means a boost die. So
one of these.
Yep.
Nice.
So I had 2 willpower, and I have 1 in vigilance, so I replaced it with a yellow and a green, and then I add the boost dice.
You got
Perfect.
it. See? You're a master already.
Jedi Master.
No,
Jedi.
technically she's not. We
just
determined
a
she
minus.
didn't graduate.
Oh, and then she
Right.
rolled like a boss.
Oh, wow, she
Okay,
did.
3
Actually, you know what?
successes.
I'm gonna cash in my natural hunter ability. Once per game, I get to reroll a vigilance check. I feel like I can do better than this.
was
all right,
really
buddy.
good.
Whatever you
Are
do.
you sure this is where you...
Okay, no, fine.
As the GM, I'm going to do the classic. Are you sure you want to do that?
Oh
no,
my god.
I don't. I'm sorry, I choked. Okay. 2 advantage it is.
All right. Those of you with at least 1 success, you hear the sound of lapping water.
It's okay, I lean over and go, do you hear that water?
What?
There you go. See it. Now that she's mentioned it, you now. Oh yeah, you hear the
yeah,
lapping
I hear
water.
the lapping water. Thank you.
So you guys hear the sound of lapping water.
Okay.
Wow, that feels like such a waste of a really good roll.
I mean,
Welcome to
it
role-playing.
explains... It's not just me. It's very humid in here, right?
Well, and no bad things could have happened on that roll anyway, because we didn't
Yeah.
have any negative dice. So
Yeah.
none of us were going to do totally bad.
Yeah, everything was going to be roses.
Neutral or good.
Yeah.
Why is there... I mean, I guess there were water structures in the temple. Seems odd. Do we know which way it's coming from in respect to us?
Yes, in front of you, your path diverts. One way goes left, the other goes right. It sounds like it's coming from the right-hand side.
I feel like we should go investigate what that is.
Let's
Sure.
Have we seen any water at all since we've been on this planet?
Yeah, you've seen some water.
Okay.
You guys haven't bothered to drink it. It hasn't really been near you like a body of water, but like when you're crashing, you're like,
Okay.
water.
That is what I said as we were crashing.
I was just wondering if, like,
Water.
the weird coral formations, like, maybe we're messing
Yeah.
with the ecosystem.
Right.
Like it. That's what I was more asking, I suppose. Okay, cool.
Okay. So, you guys are going to go to the right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys continue on to the right, and the room opens up 60 feet high by 100 feet across, and you see what looks like a giant fountain laid against the far wall. And in the fountain is this giant brain-like entity with tentacles coming off of it. In the water, it's pouring over itself, coming from little openings above it, you see some of the workers in the camp are there massaging the tentacle. What do you do?
Well, let's not get any closer to that, but
Yeah.
I do want to know if I know what that is, maybe? Is that a xenology thing?
Sure, go ahead. This is going to be 5 bubbles.
Oof.
Very difficult.
Very, very
Great.
difficult.
I believe in you.
Let's
I
find out.
believe you can do this.
So,
Now, and she can like flip over one of the and make her dice better too.
Yes, she
So if you wanted to, the force points or what I was talking about.
use the full
You need
strength.
5 per piece?
Right?
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
use a
All right,
force.
one of the green dice is going to convert to a yellow. All right. Roll them bones.
Let's be a Jedi and use the force.
Luke, be a Jedi tonight.
Great. This doesn't look good.
No,
No,
not super.
This is not good.
not good
Nope.
at all.
No, you're almost lost in thought as you're combing through thousands upon thousands of xenology databanks in your head. Just why is nothing coming up? So much so that you're kind of distracted in your pursuit of finding out what this thing is.
Okay. I'm also curious if, from my race, if I can sense any emotion or anything coming off the brain. Like anything, just it seems. Because I'm not good at that.
Off the brain, no, but the life forms massaging it, you do. If you look upon them, you guys see chunks of coral and deformations growing off of them. Some of them have large knots on their back that force them to hunch over in strange ways. Others have growths on the sides of their knees that give them a weird gape as they try and move around the giant creature.
I think I saw this
Do
movie
I
once.
recognize the flesh sack face amongst the brain massagers?
You do.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that tracks. I have a theory that what we talked to in the flesh sack was its that the humanoid's actual consciousness, and this is a very nasty autopilot. Huh.
So what do we do?
Kill the brain, I think.
You yell it out loud.
Don't yell that, please.
Please-
Don't yell
please
that.
yell it.
Right now, you guys have a little leeway because there's running water.
And I'm intentionally not walking.
I said it as
forward.
loud as I could say it to be louder than the normal whisper, but not yelling.
Stage whisper.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, give me a skullduggery check. Or stealth, I'm sorry, give me a stealth check.
Oh, that's not great. All right. Just
We should kill it! Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to have something to roll against.
Yeah,
Take
no.
3 purple.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you succeed.
All right. Cool.
But you do garner 2 threats.
3.
Yeah, 3 threats, sorry. You're absolutely right.
That was on 2. Whatever. We know what it was.
So you succeed. No, the thing doesn't hear you, but you see the eyes of one of the workers dart over to you, and just their face lights up with surprise, like terror, looking at you and just looking away, like, run.
Okay.
Alright, I think we should run.
I think you're the one that wants to save everything and investigate everything.
Yeah, we should.
Kill the brain, save the people.
Yeah, we kill the brain when we know how to kill the brain. Let's
Shoot
go.
it with your.
It's gonna alert. We need the element of surprise.
Okay, we have it right now.
We don't.
The brain didn't look
We're
over.
being seen.
Just that guy.
Yeah, he's connected.
Ignore Kevin. He's not gonna say anything. He's on our side.
He's connected to the brain.
Freaking Kevin.
My blaster's out, and I just kind of look at you.
Where do we shoot first?
Y'all.
So you guys are going to shoot the brain.
Yeah,
Let's
while
shoot
they're
the brain.
arguing, like literally, there's like this silent look at each other, nod, and like both of us aim our blasters at the brain.
Shoot the brain, girl.
All right.
Namaste.
I'm going to use
should
quick
figure out how to
strike,
kill it.
which means I get to add a bonus die to my.
I think
attack
if you
roll.
hurt it enough, it will die.
That's not always how things work.
What are we doing, Mace?
All right, so this thing, it's not very big. You guys are far away, so it's not very mobile. I'm sorry, it's very big. It's not mobile, so it's going to be easy to hit, so it's only going to do 1 purple.
Ooh, look how good they're gonna be at shooting it. Hey.
Nice.
Did you get a success?
2.
Yeah, 2 successes.
All right.
And these 2 fails.
So normally how this works is damage is counted by successes. So you should have like a number next to your damage that's like 6.
6.
And then you add how many successes you have
7,
in
8.
addition to that.
Okay.
When you get a certain amount of advantages, you then do critical damage, which is on the sheet as well.
What's the threshold for critical?
It depends on
Oh,
the weapon.
okay.
How many
Got
what
it.
weapon is. Yeah.
All right, what do we got here? 1 complication, which is canceled out by the advantage. So 2 successes and 2 advantages.
Okay, you have 2 advantages. Do you want to set someone else up, or do you have someone to boost
So
die?
I've actually got another ability called Disorient.
Ayy.
So after hitting with a combat check, the character may spend 2 advantage to disorient his foe, which means you add a black die to your skill checks. And you're disoriented for a number of rounds equal to my rank in disorient, so you're disoriented for 1 round.
All right.
Tight.
Okay. The blasters fire off. Pew pew! You hit the giant creature. It takes a second to react, but when it does, it is loud, and you hear it not with your ears, but you hear it in your minds, screaming at you in pain. The people all run away from it, charging you. What do you 2 do?
It seemed like a good idea.
We're gonna have to kill the people now.
Not necessarily, just... Oh man, this has a stun setting! I would like to stun the one running at me.
Nice.
Yeah, you can. Go for it.
Sweet.
There is a total of 5 of them running at you, so...
Cool. Alright, agility.
And they're not moving very fast, so it's going to be very easy to hit them.
Cool.
Due to growths and what have you.
So just 1 perpy?
1 perpy.
Alright.
1 purple for those listening at home.
Yeah. Oh god. Nope.
Nope.
Nothing. Hold on to
Nothing.
nothing.
You go wide.
Dang it.
Can
And
I?
I jump out of the way.
You want to, like, just punch
I'm
them?
glad he went
I just
non-fatal.
want to like move.
Yeah.
Or
I want to take like a
non-fatal.
rock off
Yeah.
the ground.
Okay.
Force move.
Go ahead. Use the
Yeah.
force, lift a rock, throw it.
I don't really know what that would be to roll.
For you...
I have strength, range, and control upgraded.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and say, since you're using the force on this, we'll go ahead and make it... What is your force die? Is 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so for that, I believe...
But I upgraded it. I don't know if that does anything. I think it because I upgraded the strength, the range, and the control.
Okay, I'll allow you to apply your your force power to one of your abilities here for your combat skills. So this is going to be a ranged light
Okay.
as you're throwing something.
Okay.
So if you've got a 1 point in there, we're going to go ahead and let you have 1 point in that skill.
Don't have 1 point in that skill.
Well, no, since you have 1 point for your force power.
Oh, okay. It'll
getting
act
one-
as.
Exactly, you're leaning on the force to do these things.
Oh crap. Sorry, I just realized how one of my
So-
abilities works. I should be making way more
One
knowledge
rank,
checks.
And then
with
2
way-
agility,
way
so I
less
would
bad
roll
die.
these.
Yes, and it's going to be 1 purple. As you fling a rock. Okay, you got 2 threats, 1 threat, and 2 successes. You successfully hit one with a rock, and he goes down real easy. Almost like he's not a fighting person at all.
Sam!
And you, with a threat, you see that he sits there, wounded, and he's like, why? Like, confused by the damage and the blood. The other 4 of them manage to get to you and immediately start pushing you, like trying to usher you out and away.
Oh.
What do y'all do?
Thought they were going to.
Did it look like there was any damage done to the brain? Like, did it look like it hurt? Like, is there burn spots on it or anything?
Small burn spots,
Okay.
but
Not a lot, but there wasn't like a force field. Okay.
no. So what are y'all gonna do?
I want to figure out what this thing
go.
is.
I want to know what this thing is too,
Yeah.
but
Can I roll my xenology?
Sure, you can roll it.
Tight. Alright.
very high difficulty.
Correct. But I also get to take away 1 bad die because I'm a researcher. So how many purpies do I roll against
5
it?
purpies.
-1?
Unless it's that's in the description. Does it say 1 purple or is it like 1 black?
Oh, it's
box?
1 black box.
Okay, that'd be a setback,
Correct.
so that's not actually going to affect this.
Oh, okay, never mind. Alright. So 6? Or
Just 5 total.
Okay. I think it'll be fine. I'm not rolling terribly this entire time, like I have been. Oh my god!
She's rolled terribly.
Ah,
Oh, you got a
every
success.
time.
You got successes.
Okay, so 2 successes. but roughly 1.6 million threats.
But like 4 threats.
It's only like
You did it though.
3 threats.
So, like, would these cancel each other out? Kind
Yeah.
of? And then,
Well,
like,
not these two.
Yeah.
So that stays.
These little triangles cancel out the.
Yeah. This gets
Exploding.
canceled out.
Bangs.
the, like, leaves?
This gets canceled out. So we're left with 3 threat, 2 successes.
Okay. Yeah, no, you've actually heard of this thing. You know it as a world brain.
Ooh.
And it's used to terraform planets.
Oh.
Jeez.
Which is what's happening.
And you know that it is very, very, very strong. Like, it can take on fire from a Star Destroyer and shrug it off.
Oh, okay. Hey, on second thought, this is a world brain, and we don't have enough pew-pew to kill it, so we should go.
Go! You must run! Flee! Oh, the people are
Come
all
on,
like,
Kevin!
Wait, what about you?
it's too late for us. We cannot go.
Why not?
It has... And then all of a sudden you see all of their eyes just roll back into their head as tentacles have reached out and grabbed the back of their heads. Just
Shoot them, I think.
all of them in unison. Why have you entered here?
Oh, okay. Hey, girl.
Why have you entered my sanctum?
Go.
I only bring you peace and love and unity.
I mean, technically, she's not wrong. I've decided you're a she,
Your gender constructs mean nothing to me.
so we're gonna stick with she.
Come, join the family.
Oh, no, thank you, but I appreciate
4
the offer.
tentacles begin to wriggle out
Let's
towards
go
you.
now.
Yeah.
All right.
gonna-
Sorry.
Oh,
Go
it's
for
okay.
it.
Can we like start to back up? I think we should go now. Like blasting at the tentacles as I back up.
Okay, you just start firing and backing up.
I concur.
Now the tentacles there behind.
The ones that are reaching.
Oh,
at
reaching
the
at
new
you.
ones.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
It's like
go.
they're gone, but I don't want these tentacles reaching us.
These are point blank, so it's only gonna be 1 purple if you want to shoot at them. Totally fine.
Do I have a sense of, like, what happened? Like, is there any way to liberate a person from the world brains?
You don't know. Not with 2 threats.
I got
Okay.
a bunch of advantage, but no success.
Okay.
I'm backing up and stressed.
No. One of the people. You fire at the tentacle. You miss because one of the people lunges in front of it to block.
Got it.
So you see one of its arms get severely burned. Ah! And you hear them all scream in unison.
Okay, I got 1 success and 1 advantage.
Okay.
Nice.
You manage to hit one of the tentacles and it whips back.
Is there a way around this thing?
I want to take a shot.
We need to go back the other way. We need to go.
Well, no one knows we're here, so we better run fast.
Yeah.
Don't go. Join us.
I want to take a shot.
Shot.
Yeah! What
Yeah.
up? Cool.
All right, back. You. How many successes?
4.
4. You split off the tip of one of the tentacles. Just it's wiggling on the floor, disconnected, and you hear another scream just permeate your head. This time, it's going to do strain damage to you.
Okay.
So you're going to take 2 points of strain.
I get to take 1 less
Ooh.
because I have resolve.
Nice.
What up?
All right. So, are you guys heading back in the other direction?
Yep. Sorry. Just
Before you guys
apologizing
leave, you
as I
do
run.
see another entrance on the opposite side of the chamber that could lead deeper. But if you guys are going to go in the other direction, that's totally fine.
Just gonna go back. There was a fork. We can go the other way.
I don't think we have any other choice at this point.
I'm following you guys.
Okay. All right. So you guys continue on running, and you hear the howls. And if you look back, you see all of the people kind of bowing in subjugation and trying to placate this giant thing, massaging it, rubbing it, doing everything they can to calm it down and soothe its wounds. You guys finally go out of sight, continuing running, passing the left you would have made, continuing on back the way. After a few minutes of twisting and turning, you're not sure if you may have gotten lost. But give me a vigilance check all around.
2 advantage, 2 success.
Ooh.
2 successes.
Okay.
Hey.
Triumph.
All right.
What up?
Most of you
Very
hear
well here.
a rasping or wheezing of some kind. you're able to identify the rasping and where it's coming from and who it's coming from. It sounds like it's coming from Voss, and it's not too far. Looks like there's a chamber engulfed in darkness to your right that you hear it coming from.
So I hear Voss. He's in the chamber over there.
The dark one?
Yeah.
Okay.
The one that, I mean, I can try stealthing in and seeing because I don't need light.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do you recognize any part of this temple? You're, like, from here, right?
This is a lot. This is way before my time, but is there anything in the temple that I'm like, other than general Jedi iconography?
Unfortunately, no, nothing, no standardized construction. Who knew? Jedi, so disorganized, constantly getting blown away.
Well, no, they do have
I am absolutely sorry. I thought I turned that all off.
Mm-hmm. How dare.
They do have like a style of
They do have a style,
It's
but
a
I'm saying there isn't like
Spanish-style
a
Jedi temple.
there isn't a standard layout. Like it's not like Targets where all the targets are the same.
This is a very old temple compared to when I was part of the order.
Right. Some they may have modernized or streamlined and worked with the actual the land, as it were, the terrain.
I disagree with your assessment about Target stores, sir.
They are all the same.
They are not.
Every single
not.
one.
They are not.
Every single one of them. I
I
stand by
on
it.
this
I
hill.
got very lost the other day.
Non-believer.
Anyway, sorry. Let's die in this Jedi temple
right.
instead of on the hill of Target design.
So you are going to sneak in there?
Yeah, I want to stealth to see if I can get a better idea of what's going on.
Anyone else going to stealth?
No.
No, that's all you. Yell cantaloupe if you need help.
Cantaloupe and coriander, great secret words.
Sorry, I'm hungry.
All right. So you turn off your light, and you put your hood up, and you stealthily move into the room. Give me a stealth check, please. DC on this is going to be 2 purple.
Okay.
Just purpose.
Stealth is agility. I have 1 rank. Oh, this is right here. And then 2 purple.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You wildly succeeded.
Yeah. You succeed, but there is threat. And I'll hold on to what the threat
He has
is.
so many threats. He like, can't even spend them at this point. It's just
Like
an
a billionaire.
embarrassment of riches.
All right. So
I
you
did
sneak
well.
in there, and Voss does not notice you, but you see Voss in something that looks like a 4-posted rack of some kind. Tentacles are wrapped around his limbs and his throat, and they have his arms and legs wrenched out in terrible contortions. And he is just suspended there in constant pain from what you can feel from him.
Didn't he lie to us about the state of the ship?
Well, but
Is there
shouldn't be
anything-
made to
You guys don't
suffer.
see this.
I know. I'm just having a different, like, if I saw him suffering,
If I,
I feel like I
Right.
wouldn't care that much.
We're off camera. I
Yeah.
understand, yeah.
He's in constant pain. I'm trying to figure out what the question is here. Like, what does it seem like are the tentacles just torturing him? Is
so
there one
imagine
connected
if,
to his head?
so imagine if you were suspended and your arms were wrapped up
Yeah.
in ropes. Now imagine if those ropes had your arms pulled back
Yeah.
against you. Same for your legs. Instead of it just being your own body weight, it is twisted your ankles so
Yeah.
that your knees are bending in a strange direction.
Yeah.
And then the gravity itself is applying constant pressure to you.
So there's nothing like connected to his head. Like it doesn't look like it's trying to.
There is something around his throat that's restricting his breathing,
Okay.
but not like the "I've got you."
Yeah. Okay. I come back out to yell to tell you what I have seen.
What?
Ooh.
Yeah, it didn't look good. It didn't look like it was controlling him, but it didn't look good.
So, either it's trying to extract information, which would be stupid because it could just
Well, it wasn't connected.
its
it was,
brain,
Yeah.
or it's using him as bait, and we're falling for the trap. Just a thought.
I mean, I was able to get in there, but I don't know.
Is it possible that that's the process it goes through to turn them into a pod thing?
Ooh.
Your guess is as good as mine. You're the one who knew the most about this thing, so
Did it look like the same tentacles from our sweet world brain friend?
did not know.
Oh, so there's a new tentacle thing.
Right.
Cool. Can you describe it for me?
Indescribable. No.
It's like, what do those tentacles look like?
Does her
They were-
description sound like a thing I've heard of?
No, nothing you've ever heard of.
I can't roll for it.
Go ahead and roll for it. You got the 5 perks.
I just want to give you so many threats.
I know. You're just loading it up.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
There's no
You're a
reason.
giver.
Can I buy a boost and flip a thing?
You cannot buy a boost, but you can upgrade a die.
Oh, that's what I meant. That's what I said. I don't know what you heard.
Yes,
Weird.
give me the dark
Has the
side.
triumph
Yeah.
on it.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah. All right.
That's not so bad.
we did the thing.
You got 1
Okay.
success.
2,
2 success.
Yeah.
3.
3, sorry, yes.
Yeah. And then it negates. Okay, so
3
there's
success,
3
3
threat, 3 successes.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah.
You know what? Somehow, yeah, you have heard of those things.
I've heard of so many things, you guys.
So many. You know this thing as the embrace of pain.
Oh. Okay. Well, we're just in a bunch of.
Pasta, please don't take this the wrong way, but you've become remarkably useful all of a sudden.
I'm gonna unpack that later and just say thank you.
I'm gonna have a word with the tutor that your parents have hired when we get back, if we get back.
I found the weird books.
Oh.
I like tentacles. I learned to think about myself. So I'm glad it paid off.
Yes.
It was in case of this and not for another reason.
Totally not.
Mari's
So-
like old enough that she doesn't think that there would ever be another reason.
But I mean,
Yes, tentacles.
with all the different races in the galaxy,
Yeah.
who's to judge?
Yeah.
It's weird for us because
I'm not going to tentacle shame.
So the embrace of pain.
Mm-hmm.
and you know that its main purpose is to cause pain.
Oh, well, it's doing it.
Truth in advertising.
Adequately named.
Yeah.
Well
Does
done.
it come from a like what?
You're starting to put together a race. The name of it, you're unable to pin down still, but you're getting much closer to it.
It's like Todd. It's like Todd.
It's like Todd, but not Todd.
Yeah, it's like not Todd, but it's like
Rod.
Todd. Like Tad? It'll come to me in a second.
Yeah.
But they use lots of these betentacled creatures to enslave,
Do you-
terraform, embrace pain.
Do you know anything about how we stop it?
You do not.
No, you don't.
So do we go help
like,
him or do we leave him?
Todd? No. What?
Do we go help him or do we investigate further to find out a better way to help him?
Look, we came for the urn, right?
Yeah.
Let's get the urn. Try to save Voss on our way out.
Wow, I thought that was the other way for your
Yeah.
priorities.
No, I agree with Tiho.
But I mean, he's in terrible pain. Shouldn't we at least try and free him?
I kind of think we should, but I also
What,
don't
are
know
we
if
going
we
to
know
drag
enough
him along
about-
with us? Now that
Yeah.
the world brain knows that we're here with however many tentacled followers it has?
No, but leaving him here not in the embrace of pain is better than leaving him here in the embrace of pain.
Okay, but what's like 15, 20 more minutes of pain versus us having to schlep around a person who's like,
So this
We can leave him here, just not in the
oh,
embrace
he's
of
going to be
pain.
like, oh no, don't leave me alone.
Leona, you're trying to say something.
this is like a rule thing.
Oh.
It says
Oh.
small objects for my force move, but would you allow me to try to stealth back in and see if I can forcibly remove those tentacles without actually attacking them?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay. We'll say you got about you succeeded earlier, so I'll allow you to get back in there without issue. You try and remove the tentacles, and it does not. You can't even feel it in the force.
Oh, well, that's weird.
Senator, please don't misunderstand me. I understand that he is in pain, but he also put our lives on the line. I'm just saying, perhaps a little bit of retribution is due before he is rescued.
Exit rescue.
Goodness.
How are the tentacles?
So imagine like a.
No, I know,
You
I'm
ever
trying to-
you've been to the gym, right?
I didn't really.
So you know, like
consider that
a
direction either, but now I'm
like
leaning into it.
a squat bench.
Yeah.
So imagine you're being suspended in the middle of a squat bench
But, like,
level
If I took,
rack. Thank you.
if I like were able to make some rocks fall, and like smash them.
Oh, so
would they
definitely
let
nice and
go?
quiet. Super subtle.
Not
Okay.
like a ton of rocks, but
So you want to
like something or,
harm
like,
the.
try to harm them,
tentacles,
but I
okay.
also try not to get close because my weapon requires me to be close.
Understood. You don't get pulled into it. All right. So you grab some rocks mentally, and you drop them on the. Just we'll say his arm is wrenched back, and you're able to hit just the tentacle itself and not him at all.
Where'd Liana go?
Where'd Leona go?
He feels it. the tentacles do not loosen and actually wrench him tighter.
Okay.
He opens his eyes and screams and sees you there.
And I immediately take off.
You heard that, right?
Yeah.
No, come back! Come back! Don't leave me! Oh God,
Coming.
please!
Reinforcements.
All right, well, now we have to save it.
Yikes. Good. Perfect.
I don't say that. I just kind of look at him and run.
Boss, it's Tiho and the crew.
Oh God, help me! Please help me!
How long have you been here?
I was trying to see
Hour,
if
maybe
I could,
2.
I was trying to see if I could help without. That's what happens.
A creature put me here. He wants me to suffer.
He had tuckered himself out, and
Which,
now he's
which
awakening-
creature put you here?
The being, it was massive and ugly. These purple sacs beneath its eyes, just
People keep
deformed.
saying that.
Yeah, right?
Let me
Can't your lightsaber do the thing?
Well,
Please,
yeah.
cut me down. Cut me down, please.
Look,
Shut
Liana,
up,
I know you
shush.
don't like it, but I think it might be our only choice.
Just hurting it made it worse. I'm afraid that
So
that.
sever it.
All right.
That can cut a starship hull.
Are these
It
sentient?
might buy us enough
Yeah,
time.
probably.
Well,
But you made a choice already, so let's do it. No, do it.
Liana.
Just cut it. Use your saber. You're a Jedi.
Your
All right.
pasta. You're not helping.
What? I'm not.
You
I don't
ignite your
care.
saber and you strike at the bands, and they do not give.
What?
They repel your saber.
And he, I'm assuming, is hurting even more.
He's not actually.
How? Okay. They were not. I tried to use the Force to remove them and loosen them. They're not connected to the Force, and now they don't like my lightsaber.
I like the onion.
Can I have your whiskey, please?
Sure.
I'm gonna pour some whiskey down his throat, so at least like try and deaden the pain a little bit.
Oh,
Okay.
good. So you deaden the pain. He's, oh, thank God. Oh, God! And you see his arms get wrenched back further.
No, it likes the pain part.
Oh.
It calms down when he's in pain.
Oh, good. Should be nice and calm then. Takes a swig of
Put my
this.
lightsaber. Put my lightsaber back.
So now he's at like a 45-degree angle, and his legs and arms are ridged in a very awful position.
And he was a Rhodian,
He's
right?
a Radiant, yes.
Okay.
2 arms, 2 legs, bipedal.
Yeah.
He's bit.
Greedo. Yeah.
Yes.
This is
High heels and
Good
everything.
mark.
I mean,
Do we try to solve this on the way out?
I think we
No,
have to
don't
leave
leave
him
me.
here.
Don't leave me,
Not that
please.
I
Don't
would
leave me.
never leave you. Can you like knock him unconscious?
Do I have?
What would it do to him then?
Wait.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
would it make it worse if he's
Stun
unconscious?
setting.
Oh
Would
yeah.
but would it make it worse if he's unconscious?
No, he wasn't super. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, he was unconscious when we came in, right?
No, he wasn't unconscious. He was just roiling in pain, unable to focus on you.
I think it's worth a shot. No pun intended.
I don't think it's really worth it.
It might kill him.
I'm out of options here,
So
Senator.
what do we do?
All right.
So as a GM, I'm going to go ahead, and if you want
Yeah.
a clue, we can flip over one of your tokens.
Oh
So,
no.
I do, but I don't.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, fine. Here
Live
we
dangerously.
You were on the right track with more pain the slacker it gets. It likes the pain. So
We
stands
hurt
to
him.
reason, if you hurt him, it may let him go.
I have a bad idea, and if I do it, it will be the lead. Like, you look like you hurt a lot. You hurt a lot. You give withering looks. I think I'm the less pain, and I just turn and punch him in his face.
Okay. It begins to slacken a bit. Why did you do that?
I think it's working.
Punch him again.
Elbow.
Oh God! Oh, just work the body, Jesus!
No, I'm gonna hit you in your face.
You just keep them smashing him in the face.
Yeah.
Okay, just over and over and over. This has gotten so
I
long
was
that
gonna
it's
say I
not.
could also. Can I try to force choke him
Yeah, sure.
Oh.
Ooh.
Dang.
and see if it if that takes a little less time than
Nice.
punching him repeatedly?
Yeah, I'm just probably not
Sure.
doing enough
You
damage.
said this was going to be a different kind of Star
Does
Wars
that use
game.
a dark
but-
side point then?
No. I want you to roll the force die,
Ooh.
and let's see how this is going to.
And I
affect
just
you.
give you a look like,
I don't like this. This isn't a good idea. Leanna's like, I don't like this. I don't like
But
this.
maybe
at
she
all.
does like it deep down. We'll see. She likes it deep down.
Force
Of course she
choking mommy.
does. Of course she does.
Thank you.
the whiskey talking.
So you're choking him, and you're
Jedi.
just punching the crap out of him, and it's gotten so long of you just hitting him, just a wet slap of your fist against the broken bones of his face. Eventually, you realize that he is on his knees, his arms are down by his side, as you're still just punching him before the tentacle releases him fully.
Nice.
And I just kind of go,
And I drag him.
And he is limp and not moving.
That wasn't great.
let's get out of this cave. Come
All
on,
right.
come on.
Can I use my emergency med pack on him?
You can.
I also have Bacta.
Okay. Yours seems good. Let's use my crappy one.
Okay.
I don't like him very much.
Fair enough. I was like, I have Bacta, Stimpaks, and yeah.
Yeah.
So what would you guys like to do?
Unbreak his face?
Unbreak his face?
Yeah.
Alright. So you
So he can walk.
you want him to walk? Okay. Give me a medicine check.
Oh, no.
It's gonna be your intelligence score.
Oh, yay.
Is there a help with that too? Like, could I like? Is there
Yeah, I'll say if you're
assist?
helping, you can get a boost die for it.
Oh, thank you.
This is gonna be 3
Do you
purple.
have,
No.
do you have no ranks in medicine?
Nah.
I do.
Boop, boop, boop. Okay.
Yeah.
Crap. So, no, we made it.
No.
No,
disadvantage.
you need to have
Oh,
one
crap.
success.
Wait, no, is that not a success there?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it
the
negates
triangles
both
cancel-
successes.
Yeah, they cancel those out.
It's just
It's a
a bunch
funny
of
system.
advantage.
All right. You're not able to bring him back to full consciousness, but you're able to stabilize him and stop the bleeding and wrap him up, so that he's not in pain anymore.
Okay, well, I'm not carrying him.
If you want to
No, it's
put him
just-
in a corner or leave,
Well,
you
I don't
can.
think we can leave him here. 'Cause what if that thing? We have to get him
This
away
is-
from the tentacle.
This is why I said we were supposed to leave him until the end, when we could exit with him.
You heft him up.
Yep.
Oh,
Okay.
he's really strong.
Taika Waititi strong.
Take away TT. Also, as it's gotten humider, a couple of buttons have come undone
Oh
on
my.
the shirt. I'm just saying.
Oh my!
Imagine that, if you will.
All right. We are.
I'm doing
The
it.
senator's there with her fan.
I like
Yeah.
the idea of that because I actually am blind and only see this through the force. I am like completely immune to whatever is happening.
You're completely
did it
naked to
get
her.
weirdly
Period.
human in here?
Sure.
Already.
It's just like an outline.
You just see my true colors
Like a
shining
ghost.
through.
Aww.
Yeah.
Both of our colors have
And
changed
that's
slightly
why
in
Yeah.
the last
I
few
love you.
minutes.
Yes, exactly.
I know what you're feeling.
Yeah, what color is thirst?
I think it's like a pink.
Yeah, that tracks.
All right.
Yeah.
So you continue on. You're carrying him on your back.
Yeah, firemen carry.
All right. As you weave through the different corridors, you find what looks like abandoned quarters, cafeteria, different places of worship, but you're not finding the urn anywhere.
Do I recognize any of the worship?
It's, the Jedi motto, thou shalt not kill non-Jedis and stuff,
Type.
Try a lot. Don't worry about doing things perfect and failing. Just try.
Live,
do your
laugh,
best.
love.
Yeah,
Oh my god!
Is there anything that I'm like looks so different from what I studied that like I might actually be interested in?
Yeah, if you wanted to actually go through some of the scrolls that are there in the places of study, you might find something there, but it would take you doing some research and,
I can help. I'm very good at research.
Well, if there might be something in here that kind of might give us some information to what
Yeah.
happened here and maybe how we're.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, you guys
Set
begin-
him down for a sec while we're...
Good. Posting up,
Yeah.
lookouts. All right. Give me a lore check for both of you.
A lore?
Lore.
Perfect.
Lore or education. Whichever is better.
So
Plus. Where did it go?
sticking to green.
Okay. It's going to be only 2 purple.
Per research rent. Got it.
Not great for me.
How many? 2 purple?
2 purple, yeah.
I just need different purple ones. These ones roll very badly against
No, they're great.
me.
I love them.
Not great.
No, you got a success in
No,
there.
you're great. Ugh, every time.
All right.
good.
No, you guys are good.
Boop. And then, yeah, okay.
So 2 success. You both are. It's that movie scene where you're both reading through the same giant tome to like, oh, here's the passage we're looking for. And you see a room, and it looks just like the room that thing was in, the big brain. and you see above it would have been where the urn was, where the water was flowing through.
Okay. Does that track for you? You're seeing what I'm seeing, right? And I confirm what he just said.
Yeah, no, I'm seeing that the urn should be where the brain is.
Cool.
What's
Sorry.
happening?
I do have one more question. How do you read? Is that weird to ask? I just want to know.
I feel like you and I are over to the side.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know because I feel like it's like shapes, and auras,
like-
but I'm just not really sure how paper works.
So that's the thing. Everything should be connected to the force. That includes paper.
Okay,
I see
okay.
the lines and stuff. They just look.
That makes sense.
They
the
look like
living
a
force.
bright. Like it's like a bright neon line of white.
That's fantastic.
So it looks like the page is like a blank space when the lines, the things. I don't know.
Okay.
So,
I like that. Thank you.
Space Wizard.
Yeah, perfect. So it's extra weird when you can't see giant gross onions and
Yeah, when I
ouch tentacles.
am actually blind to something,
Yeah,
it's very
okay.
strange.
Good to
because
know.
I shouldn't be. I actually can see things. There are things I can see that you can't see.
Yeah. But there's also things I can see that you can't see. And I look at his butt.
I mean, I can see it. I just don't.
Care. Ugh. Weird.
It's like the aha video.
Ugh.
Drawing.
I could never be a Jedi.
Senator,
It's not really. This is more of a.
is this how you thought you were
Mirror
going to
Luca thing.
die?
Oh, okay.
This is. I don't have eyes.
No.
There are no eyes.
Thought I'd go in my sleep. Old age.
Really?
Home with my
I like
family.
it.
Certainly not in a Jedi temple. I don't know if I should be excited or sad.
Well, I mean, dying when no one knows you're here and you won't be remembered is generally not a positive thing.
Family's forgotten about me anyway. It's okay.
Yikes.
Sorry.
Make it real
That's
heavy.
good. Give me
Giving it
those
some
feels.
Cassian and/or realness, man.
My boy.
Give me
Yeah.
those feels.
Well, I have a building named after me on Coruscant, so someone will remember me for a long time.
We'll see what we can do to get you back
Well.
to the Senator.
Yes, well,
Just so you know, we did find that the urns. I guess we should have suspected this, but the urn should be where the brain currently is.
Wait, isn't it in the room above where the brain was supposed to be?
Where the water fountain is, you see a depiction of the water flowing into the urn and then back out again.
Okay.
So it should have been like above.
wait. So the urn that heals all things and makes things immortal is currently spilling over the brain.
Well, did we see it when we were in there?
You did not.
We didn't
We
see
weren't
it when
looking,
Yeah.
to be fair.
I got lost in the brain.
Yeah, it was
And
all
the
about brain.
deformed people.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't see it when we were in there, but did the brain feel connected to the force?
No.
Oh, that's weird. There's lots of gaps in the force here that don't make any sense.
Did
Weird.
when you looked at it, did the waters seem connected to the Force?
I mean, it is.
Yeah, the water is connected to the force.
Everything's connected.
Give me vigilance.
I didn't know if it would be negating
Nice.
that around it.
2 each.
All right, good.
That's how I knew where the brain was. Is that it's near things that are connected.
So as you guys are speaking, out of the darkness springs this 7-foot tall creature looming above you. It's got a giant snake in its hands, black armor. Its face is grotesquely mutilated. Its hands end in sharp claws that doesn't look like they match. One hand looks like it's from a different species than the other hand.
Does it have purple sacs?
It does have purple sacs beneath its eyes.
I feel like
Does it? Is it connect? Do I feel it?
You do not.
I am struggling.
And it strikes you.
Okay.
No.
So go ahead and give me, for this one, it's going to just attack you. Let's see if it succeeds. It's point blank, so it's only 1 purple for it.
Okay.
It's really good at what it does.
And what it does isn't pretty.
Oh, and I'm going to upgrade one of my dice. So flip over one of them bad
Hey,
boys.
you get a minor advantage.
I don't want you to have it.
It's okay.
as long as it's not
all
against
right.
us.
So that's going to go away. 2 successes and 1 advantage. So it reels up and it knocks away your blaster, and the edge of its black staff rakes your chest. You're going to go ahead and take 5 points of damage.
Wounds,
What?
Right?
First, it's going to hit your
strain,
soak.
right?
No. First soak.
How do we
Okay,
know our
so
soak value?
3 after soak, and then it goes to
Raw.
strain.
No,
right?
it goes to your wounds.
Thank you.
Plus, if you bought
Armor.
armor.
Oh, I didn't.
Which I
so
didn't.
no. Wear armor.
Aesthetic choice.
Yeah, I don't wear armor.
I mean, Han Solo didn't. Luke didn't.
I have heavy clothing.
No Jedi wears armor.
How about padded
Am I
Leia
prone
didn't.
or anything?
No, you were knocked back.
Okay.
You're not prone. You're on the back foot, but your weapon has been knocked away.
Okay.
All right.
Pew pew.
You start firing. All right. Everyone, hold on, real quick.
Sorry.
We'll keep that roll. Put that
man,
to the
yeah.
side.
Don't
Hello.
make her get rid of things.
No. That's really good. Everyone, go ahead and give me a vigilance check.
This is basically rolling for initiative, right?
So
Yes.
I'm just gonna remember that I got 3 successes.
3
for that.
successes. Yes.
All right. 2 advantage, 1 success.
Oh, I keep forgetting to do this because for vigilance checks I get a boost die.
Yeah, get
2
that boost die,
successes and 1 advantage. I don't think I've got anything. Yeah. I'm good.
Oh,
Nice.
All right. So
I also get it for sense checks. For perception.
nice. Hell yeah.
Imperial Assault, where everything goes to that 1 damage thing.
and then hits the next one and flips it out. Your card over. Yeah. All right. Michael, you got 2 successes, 1 advantage. 2S, 1 I. Okay, and you got 3 successes. All right, 3 successes. And Abria, what did you get?
1 success, 2 advantages.
1 success, 2 advantages. All right, and what did you get?
3 successes, 2 advantages?
Yeah,
My
you
Heck yeah.
goodness. All right, so it's going to essentially go round like this.
Nice.
So you're going to be first, then you, and then you guys, and then this creature.
Perfect.
It's the book. It fell over.
Cool. I
It's
have
been
a
slowly
high.
falling
The
over.
shelf that's slowly been like turning its pages by itself as it slowly falls.
Sorry.
Earlier the door
It's
moved
spooky,
again.
Mom.
It is. It's
Spooky,
a horror
spooky.
game.
Well, the veil is getting thinner between the worlds.
So,
And the book.
I guess
And gravity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's gonna be real aggro towards me because I got a lightsaber.
Are you busting out the lightsaber? You gonna throw some rocks at it?
The
What are you
way
going to call it names?
he said, throw some rocks at it.
I mean, not having to get
I'm
close,
just saying, Vader like threw a bunch of shit at Luke.
not getting
so.
close to it is really nice.
Smart.
And I don't have force lightning, so
Yeah.
Yet.
Oh man, I just had a vision of the scene in Rogue One where Vader's getting on the blockade runner set to the song I Don't Like Mondays. I just think that would be really funny. Anyway, sorry, go on.
I also, what are you counting for the objects I can move? Because like I want to get real fun with it in creative, but it says small objects, even with my.
I'm gonna say something under the 30 pounds.
Okay, then yeah, I'm gonna find like a big-ish
Big-ish.
thing and throw it at his head.
You look over and there's a statue. Interpretive, you have no idea what it was or what it meant, but it's heavy.
And it doesn't. Okay, it's like that was probably important, but it's clearly like broken.
Yeah.
Oh.
And you whip the statue at him. Okay, give me a ranged light weapons, please.
Nice.
Okay, so you're. It's agility.
Do
I have a purple?
Yes. It's close up, so there's only 1 purple.
Nice. Get it. Hey.
Great.
2 successes, all right.
Yeah.
You hit it, no problem. It's when it flashes its arm up to knock away your blaster, it leaves its shoulder open. The rocks, they collide against it and knock it backwards like this. You go ahead and take your shot.
Yeah, and so I had rolled 3 successes.
You roll 3 successes. You rock him in the other direction, and he's moving backwards.
And that's
All right.
oh no, because it's crit. So because I got 3. If it says crit 3, that's the number of
3
successes.
advantages.
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
Then just damage 6.
Okay. All right. All right.
I'm going to go get my blaster and switch it off stun mode.
Okay.
And I think that's it.
I'll let you take a shot at it. Pot shot.
Okay. All right.
I mean, it's a little thing on the side. You flip it to stun.
I imagine you like
Like a
barrel
puzzle.
roll over, grab it, and go.
Yeah.
On your shoulder or something.
Yeah.
I'll give you a boost die for that.
Hey.
Nice.
I'm into it. And I'm actually
Go.
going to use Quick Strike, so
Nice.
that's another boost die.
Hey.
You got 1 purple, right?
Oh, I do now.
Okay. Hold on. Oh.
Oh, okay.
Oh!
That was a triumph. What's
It
up,
was
Mace?
a triumph. It was 100% a triumph.
Yeah.
What do you want, dude?
I was going to upgrade the purple to a red.
You know what? I'm going to re-roll it. I'm going to be honest.
I will go ahead and give you guys 2 points for that, okay? So flip over 2 of the dark sides.
Okay. 'Cause you're
Yeah,
such a
honesty.
good
You're
guy.
so good. Roll even better this time.
Sucks being lawful good.
Never that
All
again.
right, so let's see. 2 and 2. 2 and 2. So basically, I get
1
1
success.
success and 3 advantage.
Does that crit for you?
Yes, it does.
All right. All right. and it flies back. It is not expecting you guys to be that well armed and that prepared. Your turn. It is reeling backwards from the
You guys are doing a great job of shooting, so I'm just gonna be what are you doing? And I want to charm it and make him stop.
It's going to be blasted in the face.
Yeah, just let's have a conversation.
All right, no problem. Go ahead and do 5 purple, please. How's your day?
Yeah, just what are you? Please don't do this thing that you're doing.
I like your purple socks.
See, now I'm picturing Taika Waititi's character from Thor Ragnarok. Hey, man.
Korg,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
we're going to start a revolution. You want to come with us?
Yeah. How's your day going? Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh god. It's always a nightmare.
Oh, actually,
All right. No
Just
successes
threat.
and just a million threat.
No,
2.
2 threat. After with all that dice effect, you
Yeah.
only got 2 threats. Huh?
Yeah.
Really not.
Now you're like, hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
Unfazed
Nothing?
entirely. Nothing.
All right. Well,
It's
I
the
guess
library
keep shooting
ghost.
him probably then.
You want to take a shot, too?
Can I?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Talking, I'll say, is like...
Sweet. But I was trying to be charming. That's how badly it went. Yeah.
Woo.
Okay. No successes.
No, one success.
Yeah, 1 success and
Oh,
2
yeah.
advantage.
Sorry. Cool.
All right, yeah, you hit. How much damage does your weapon do?
6.
6, so it does 7 damage with the +1 in there. All right. This thing, you guys all turn and start blasting it. It flies back comically through a window. And you see its feet sticking up. What do you do?
Well, we should probably investigate it.
Don't try to talk to it. It
No.
doesn't want to talk.
Don't plan on it.
Okay.
Well, now might be the ideal time to talk to it.
I feel like the time for negotiation is past. Rude. Shoot it more.
Well, no, it knows we mean business. Look, I prefer not to murder if I can avoid it.
Do you know how many things were like, oh, I got killed by a guy with very, very bad under eyes?
Well, I'd like to know where this urn is before we kill it, alright?
That's
Okay,
fair.
go talk to it then.
What are you guys going to do?
Okay,
I've still got
Senator!
I've still got my pistol drawn on it, but I'm gonna kind of go up to it and not like be out of range, but start talking to it. What is it that you want?
Its eyes begin to flutter and,
Oh, no.
and come back to. And it snarls at you, and it reaches for its weapon. The snake thing, the staff, has turned into a snake
Oh.
and is laying across his belly, and he goes to grab it.
what is this?
You shoot him again?
Shoot his hand.
Space Moses.
Sorry.
Go for it. I'm going to go ahead and give you advantage on that boost die, because it's point blank and you're shooting down at him.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's good.
Oh,
That's real good.
Oh, yeah, it's just 3
How
damage.
dare.
Yeah.
Yep.
Quick question. How much of what you did in the Senate involved shooting people?
It's classified. I'm not supposed to talk about it.
I think it was mostly shooting.
It's called aggressive negotiation.
I know politics get bad. Politics get weird.
Crazy.
I was good at it because I have a building named after me.
All right, you shoot it. It finds a break in its armor between the shoulder and the arm itself, and it yells out in pain. The staff thing is still trying to form into something. What are the rest of you 3 doing?
Shoot the staff.
I want to figure out what it is.
I want to know what it is, but shoot the staff.
Yeah, you do the shooting. I'm not a
I
shooter.
don't have not you, him.
All right, yeah,
Do you want
no,
my blaster?
I'll shoot at the staff.
You shoot the staff?
Yeah.
All right, I'm not even going to make you roll for it. You shoot the staff, you hit the staff, no problem.
Okay,
And it does nothing to it.
great. All right, well, I start shooting at it.
I thought we broke one. We killed one of those things earlier.
Yes.
You killed the snake, not the staff.
That might be.
I'll explain it all at the end.
Yeah.
There's logic behind all of this. I'm not just
There
making
is.
stuff up.
This dude is made of pieces of stuff, right?
I think maybe I'm just
Do I know a
the
thing
only
that's-
thing who can hit things and kill them.
Yeah, respect.
Sorry, what was that question?
I think I stabbed it with
Can
a
I try to figure out what it
lightsaber
is?
Can you try and figure out what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, now that you see it, I'm going to let you make an intelligence check. Or I'm sorry,
Xenology?
xenology with only 3 purples.
Only 3. Thanks.
No problem.
That'd be your lowest amount yet. I mean,
Yeah, right. That's true. Honestly, it's been a day. Can I? Yeah, I'm gonna buy a. Honestly.
Wowzer.
Okay.
Oh, no, no,
so
you're good.
one success, one threat.
Okay.
That's, yeah. You now know this creature's species name. It's the Yuzhong Vong.
The,
Spell?
Y-U-U-Z-H O-N-G.
That's the chat
Use
room had
Hong.
guessed. Yeah, the chat room had guessed that they were the tentacle
Use
ordeal
Hong.
death dealers, also known as Todd. So
Very close,
That's
chat.
right. It's not Todd. It's Use Hong Van. What?
Vong.
Vong. The Use Hong Vong. That's what I was saying. It's like Todd.
What?
So close to Todd.
It's like Todd.
Well, how do we stop it?
What do I know of them?
You know, with one threat, not much, except for they were a warrior race that tried to invade the galaxy at one point, and were repelled.
Okay. Space colonizers, not very good at it. Shoot them more.
excellent.
I think we can work within those constraints.
Again,
But I'm assuming sentient to some extent, so
Oh,
it
very
could talk
sentient.
to us.
Oh yeah.
you guys could try. And
Why
again,
would you
its
want to?
snake thing is still wriggling even after you've shot it.
Does the snake thing look like it's attached to it? Or
It's not attached to it now. So if someone wants to like,
grab
grab
it?
it or throw it, that might be
I
something
was
to
wondering,
do.
like,
You
is
should
it
have a staff.
Is it a weapon that anybody can use?
It
This
is
one
a
might
weapon.
find out.
I don't know if it's something anyone can use.
Now
Got
that
it.
we know the name, could I see if I know any more about the race?
Sure, I'll go ahead and give you a boost die to
You.
the same 5 purple that you normally have.
5 purple, not 3?
Yeah.
Because she had 3.
Yeah, but that's her thing, is like xenology.
Yeah,
all I
I'm,
do.
You
also,
do Jedi stuff.
I'm also ranked in it.
Yeah, but like all I do is think about stuff.
All I do
That's
is think,
all I
think,
put my
think.
stats in.
All she does is just think about stuff.
Like some would say overthink. You would say overthink. All right. Well,
I'm not joining in this conversation.
well
Actually,
I mean,
that's
dope.
a triumph. And a lot of threats, which is totally fine, but,
But
you
no
succeed.
failures,
yeah,
yeah.
no.
Yeah.
You wickedly succeed.
Hilarious.
You actually do know a lot about the Yuzong Vong. It just never clicked because you're like, no way, it's that thing. So during the Emperor's rise, many Jedi wanted to explore the Outer Rim. And so they started what's called the Outbound Flight Initiative. That is where they were going to take off and see what's beyond wild space, beyond the Outer Rim,
What's
beyond the
west of
Chiss
Westeros?
Ascendancy. They were stopped before they could get too far by a Chiss by the name of, oh my cripes, Thrawn, thank you.
Wrong.
Some of the Jedi that were in the Outbound Flight managed to escape Thrawn into wild space and beyond. When they returned, they had tales of the Yuzong Vong, these creatures that have separated themselves from the Force. They've rejected all of the living Force, but have embraced it in a different way. So there's a power later on that you could acquire by spending time with the Vong called the Vong Sense, which allows you to detect them in the Force. Anyone naturally coming against them does not understand that.
So they like intentionally lost their connection.
Correct, but they have a different type of connection to the Force, completely alien to anything you understand. Because they would mutilate their bodies, they would cut off limbs and attach new ones of stronger species to just take as many traits as they could.
Respect.
And their whole thing was to conquer planets. And outside of wild space, it's possible that they have done so. But everything they have is organic. Their armor is organic. Their weapons are organic. Their ships are organic. Their everything is organic.
Yuck.
And they believe that by breaking someone in the embrace of pain, you can reshape them. And they have these people called shapers that have tools grafted onto their fingers, living tools, of course, that they dissect people, add upgrades to them, or take things away if they don't feel they've earned them.
Nightmare.
Yeah, no, they are absolutely not real, and I'm surprised Disney let that one go. Whatever.
They were no longer canon to Disney.
Yes, they are part of the New Jedi Order storyline.
I'm surprised they kept. Yeah. All right. Star Wars horror movie. Let's go.
Yep. There's a whole thing where Chewbacca dies because the Yuzong Vong literally drop a moon on him. They're on this planet, and what's happening is it has a moon that's being slowly pulled down by a Dovin Basil. The gravity of it is pulling it towards it. Chewbacca and Anakin Skywalker, who's Han Solo's son, they're trying to save people. They can't do it. Anakin falls off the ship. Chewbacca jumps off the ship, grabs Anakin throws them on, and they don't have time to go back and save them, so they take off. And so Chewbacca's just like mad at the moon, like, bring it!
Yes.
And it's just like an awesome death for a character, but
That's not how I remember Zelda ending.
the tall furry
Speed
guys
and
grab
do
it, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm sorry, where are we in initiative?
And they
now?
hate technology.
Right now you're out of initiative as it is disarmed.
Okay.
Yes, they absolutely hate technology. They absolutely hate the Jedi because they see you as heretics.
Oh, okay.
Great.
That tracks.
So now I magically remember. Oh, now I know what this
It's
is.
just info dump, just like a door
Yeah.
unlocked. You're like, I know this.
If you could see my eyes, they would be like, oh shit.
You don't have eyes.
Can I,
No eyes.
so the snake is like wrapped around it and like slowly, like just laying there?
It's waiting for
Can
him to
I-
do something.
Okay, can I, alright, I'm going to pull my knife out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to stab it through the snake's head and into him, like pinning the snake into
Oh my
it.
god, it's not
All
there.
right. In its slack form, you go right ahead and you do so.
Blech.
Go ahead and it's got a hardness on it. So go ahead and roll your damage. You have 1 purple,
Okay.
and it's just going to be able to absorb a lot of damage.
Damage is going to be the same as what I'd roll for.
Yeah, you roll
So
the
do
damage,
it?
and it just soaks it up.
Okay.
Okay.
Oof.
No, you
Nothing.
try and stab
Okay.
it through, but you're unable to pierce its hide.
Okay.
Mari, what are you doing?
So these things are
I was
bad
hoping to
news.
question him, but
Like
I
stabbing
don't
it in the snake?
know if there's we should restrain it.
Can I kick the snake thing away from it?
You can try. You go to rear your foot back to kick it, and it hisses at you.
No, stop.
Go and kick.
it has a very hard head. It's probably not going to
You don't do
listen.
any
It's almost
damage
like
to
you.
it. But yeah, it scatters away an extra couple feet.
Okay.
Okay, so we can try to question him. I'm gonna guess,
Poke him in the eye sacs.
but they're not open. They're not really open-minded per se,
All we need to know is where the urn is.
What you know?
which we know.
All we need to know if there's anything else we need
We
to
need
know.
to know how to.
We need to know what we
Look,
don't know.
He might.
Yeah.
He
There's
might.
unknown knowns.
He may know how the weaknesses of the brain thing.
You may know what
That's
the brain.
true.
Did I make any connections to them in the world brain?
No, you did not.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Connection how?
Just in terms of it, do they have access to this? Do they use these? Is this something they've used in the past?
Yes, they have used these in the past. These are usually how it pilots its giant Star Destroyer-sized ships. Is a world brain will be nurtured and grown and pitted against other brains, so that the strongest, most vicious will survive.
It's like the Conan brain. It like
Yeah.
pushes the wheel until it's the only one still alive and the strongest. Okay. It's very possible that this thing is controlling or planted the brain.
So, based on they use them to power their ships because they don't use technology.
Right.
So everything they use is natural.
Blech.
But there's one thing they do it where it's like the worst of the world brain.
So
Like-
that was the grossest, strongest world
Yeah.
brain. Okay, that tracks.
As in it killed other world brains to be the best.
How did it kill the other world brains?
They're not
Psychic battles.
psychic
Okay.
battles. They're not.
Psychic battles of the world brains.
Did we-
Feels like epic metal.
Right.
Sorry. Anyway.
And
No,
they
you're
let
good.
all that go from Star
They
Wars.
picked like the most ruthless ones,
Did we restrain?
I'm
this
still
guy?
I'm still pointing my thing at him.
No one said they've restrained him.
but
Yeah.
You
restrain
all talked
him.
about it.
Yeah.
I'm going to actively
I don't
help
want to touch
restrain
this
it.
Yeah. I don't have it as a skill, but can I try to coerce it into
I
explaining?
have that skill.
Wait, you want to
Okay.
coerce the guy into explaining the
Yeah.
monster? Okay.
I'm going to slap you on the arm and say, you should coerce it. Look, you're really scary.
Hey, come on, you know.
You should have taken the influence tree. That wouldn't do anything here, 'cause force connection. But
Okay.
okay.
So we'll say that you've restrained it. You've got extra line on your rope and what have you.
Well, several things. How did you? It's like you need. There are several things you need to tell us, and we're in kind of the positions of power here. We are going to kill you if you. Well, no, we're not. I don't know. Listen,
Will.
That's why she earned that dark side point earlier.
no. Ian. Ugh.
She's a great Jedi.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, could never be corrupted.
She's jaded. She's very
The
jaded.
assistant to
And
the
also-
regional Jedi.
She got her Jedi D.
Jedi would kill this thing. Probably. Listen, we need answers. You probably have some. We are stronger than you in this instance. Talk to us.
You hear a throaty laugh escape its mouth. The blood spurts out.
That's all you got? Laughs?
You think you are stronger than the Vong, but I am more than Vong.
How?
Ooh.
You wanna tell us how you're more than a relatively weak species comparatively? Considering you can't conquer anything in our space.
That shows what you know.
And blood spurts out.
You may kill me, but there are millions, billions of us, uncounted numbers of us.
Well, yeah, on the outer rim, I know.
So you think.
You also managed to conquer this planet. Oh wait, is this planet your ship?
What?
Oh, was that why this planet moves?
It doesn't respond.
There's a world brain piloting this planet and terraforming it.
Oh,
That's-
gross.
It's his ship. Well, that answered my questions without even.
Well, do something.
Why this planet? Why you hate Jedi? Why a Jedi temple planet?
If you're going to destroy something, shouldn't you destroy something you hate?
Yeah, but it was destroyed. It's been destroyed for a long time.
And it will be removed from history.
Don't think so. A lot of textbooks about this place.
I mean, what, do you want like a semantic debate on that?
Hey, don't get mouthy.
I'm just saying your plan
Did
to
you punch me
remove
in the
it
eye,
from
Zach?
history is
Nice.
It's squishy.
Yeah.
Ooh.
How do we turn
Oh, I'm
off the
sorry.
brain? And do you want us to roll coercion for this?
It's no matter what you do
He's not-
to it, it's not going to tell you how to turn off the brain. I mean, it's like
Where's the urn?
he seems completely baffled by that word.
vase.
Doesn't know that one either. What about vase? No.
You
I am a-
uncultured swine.
No.
Let's not give him any information then.
Senator?
I'm a powerful senator.
So powerful.
Why would you choose to take over an empty planet if I could give you information about people planets?
Ugh.
Oh, you think you have your plans and schemes, but they are nothing to the Vong.
We have senators in our pockets. We have worlds at our disposal. All we are waiting is for our time.
That's not a very good senators in your pockets, or you wouldn't be on an empty world in the middle of nowhere.
What's your... You go.
No, you, Francis.
No, after you.
Well, this planet is hardly valueless, Senator. It might be empty, but...
Thank you for helping.
What's your part in all of this? Don't laugh. What's your part in all of this?
I am but a cog in the machine
Yeah,
of the
obviously.
Vong.
Yeah, we get that.
But, like, why this?
Why
What are you gonna
is
do with
this?
it?
Yeah, what is your mission here?
Wouldn't you like to?
And it throws its head back hard, snapping its own neck.
Ah,
Jeez.
what the...
Yeah, I guess they do that sometimes.
Stupid.
Does the snake die?
No, Snake is still alive.
You should get that staff.
You see the armor like begin to like remove itself from
Yeah,
him and
no.
crawl
Oh
away.
my god.
Everything about
No.
They don't like
We
technology.
need to see where it goes.
I jump, like, onto the wall. Ah!
I starting to study and see if I can figure out. I just kind of like I'm like trying to figure out its connection to the force because it's really bugging me. that I
I'm
can't
with you,
feel
though.
it.
Let's follow the armor.
Yeah, where's the armor headed?
Okay. Following the armor, we'll get to that in a second. Trying to study it and find a connection. You're not going to be able to decipher something like that in this short time. You know, it takes weeks, years to form that connection to the Vong.
It's like
Should we grab the urn?
yeah, we need to, but the brain is
He's not gonna. It's not gonna stop us.
It is.
How?
It doesn't. It wants the planet. If we try to get near it, it's going to try to take over.
Okay, but the brain listens to the Vong, and
Who
the Vong
just
didn't
died.
know. He didn't know about what it was. He didn't know what the urn was.
No, that's fine, but we still have. It's the urn is where the brain is more than likely.
Okay.
It's not going to just let us take the urn from where it's sitting,
Yeah.
even if it doesn't know what the urn is.
So following the armor,
I'm gonna, before we leave, I'm gonna like point blank kill the snake
okay.
because I don't know if you can communicate with things. I don't want to go in anywhere.
Okay. It takes a couple shots to get through. These things are meant to withstand lightsaber attacks.
Yeah.
So following the armor as it skitters away, it goes back to the room where the Embrace of Pain was, and as you go further and deeper into the room, you see a pile of armor, all just one cohesive mass, undulating.
Followed because I did not want you to go alone. But
What do you guys want to try and put on a piece?
no,
No.
Never. No, thank you.
I mean, it's for science.
no.
I'm no scientist, sir.
Is there like a cute piece of it? No? Okay, let's go.
It's a hot pink one, you know.
Oh,
We brought
pink.
Voss with us, by the way.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, yeah.
There's a whole pile of this armor. Does that mean this is not the first one of these to be killed here?
Or they just don't wear it all the time. I mean,
Or there's. I shudder to think what this could mean.
here's the thing: they were trying to reshape Voss into what they want. And I'm guessing that's what those sacks and things are. They use only organic life as their technology.
So is it increasing the power of the brain to have all those other brains connected to it? Because that one thing was only a head. It didn't seem interested in the other body parts of the scientist.
You guys are able to deduce, going through your history and what have you, that those
Bless you.
aren't actually, they are living things, but they are linked through the Force, as it were. Not your Force, but the Force. To another sack. It is their way of communicating with one another. So you would stroke it, your face would appear on the opposite sack, and vice versa. The face of whoever is talking to you would appear on the sack you're speaking to.
Your
Gross.
telephone.
Yeah.
Nasty.
I hate it.
You guys explain that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the scientist wasn't actually in that sack, but he's at
No.
a sack.
He was at a sack and communicating with us.
But we saw him. He was one of the brain massagers.
Yeah.
Just
So they're able to communicate through the sack while they're massaging the brain and in its presence.
We should ask one of them if they know how to kill the brain
They're
more
connected
easily.
to the brain, though, so wouldn't they?
I mean, we're either going to walk back in and say, hello, we're here to kill you because we need the urn, or maybe we get some inside intel from a guy who's still kind of in there.
But you said that the urn was in the room above and the water came down.
It
That's what
wasn't
I
a
thought.
room above. It was like on like a shelf above.
Oh.
So it's in the waterfall area. That's where the urn should be.
So there's not like a way to a second story room that we could.
Did I notice any when I was at? I feel like would I have noticed anything special about the water?
No. I mean, really, it's hard to tell because you have so much alien in what you're seeing. You don't have a sense of norm right now.
Okay. We need
So-
to. I think we should keep going through the temple and seeing what we can find.
I agree.
I don't think we
How
go straight
much
to the
time has
brain.
passed, just out of curiosity?
As you guys are standing here talking, several minutes. If you choose to wait longer, it can be longer.
Well, I meant since we got back on planet surface, etc., etc.
Oh, it's been at least 2 hours.
Okay.
So we're doing good. We're running out of time.
All right, sure.
I think we need to. I feel like there's more to the. I mean, we know what the race is now, which is my bad for not. I just assumed it wouldn't be them. They're really not that common.
Super, super rare.
Yeah.
They're super, super rare, and
Yep.
the Jedi that have interacted with them.
Yep. We have like 3 levels of struggle. 1, get the urn. 2, I guess stop their plan, figure out what their plan is. I think they've like infiltrated like the inner rim, and it's going to be a whole thing later. 3, I don't know, go back to Voss. If that's the thing we still care about.
I feel that
But we still have him.
this plan is taking precedent over the urn. I mean, if we could plant a tracker somehow on this planet with a signal and leave, and then we could warn the Inner Rim and, I mean, supposedly have senators in their pocket, and then make our way back.
They don't have technology in our sense, but there are things around here that might have data and databases of what their plans might be.
But we still have, I mean, we never went back to the encampment. There might be some data there. But even their mere presence and the fact that they are controlling a planet like a starship seems to be a rather important thing that anyone should know who's not on this planet.
Correct.
Yes.
So what's your guys' plan? Is it to plant a tracker, take Voss and leave, forget the urn? Is it to go get the urn, figure out what their plans are, kill the world brain, and then leave?
Definitely need to figure out what their plans are.
Yeah.
Do you think the world brain knows what the plan is? Like, it knows where it's supposed to be driving the planet?
Yeah. I don't think it's going to answer our questions, but yes.
Okay. Now, when I said it was hard to kill, I didn't mean it couldn't be killed. So maybe we should try to kill it?
I agree, but let's...
You literally don't have enough firepower to do so.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Not
Maybe by the time the planet gets there, like, we'll be old and dead, and who cares?
Planet is this is why no one can find this planet is moving.
Yeah, it's being driven by that brain that we can't kill.
Okay, well, let's... Here, this thing. We can plant a tracker anyways and keep an eye on where it's going so that people are aware. But we still need to figure out what their plan is before we leave.
Agreed.
How are we going to...
everyone give me intelligence checks.
Or intellect.
Intellect or cunning, whichever is better for you.
Oh.
Woohoo.
1 success.
Ooh, mix and magic.
There we go. 3 successes.
Okay.
One success and 3 advantages?
From what you've learned, you're able to deduce that it sounds like they are trying a second round of conquering the universe.
Yeah.
And instead of just charging in there like a spear, like they did before, they have planted people in power positions so that when the time is right, they get activated and can cripple the galaxy.
Yeah.
You're able to also deduce that this ship is not the head of like the big armada,
Yeah.
is just one
one of
of
them.
many possible ships.
Look, we are going to be able to do more by getting back and warning important people that something's coming. That this group that we haven't seen,
The Tots.
the Tods. I keep forgetting it. Todd's
evil
so much
Tods.
simpler. Yeah. But the Tods are moving more surreptitiously than they did last time. So we should just go? I guess forget the urn?
I'm not comfortable with that, but
I feel like we should maybe get the urn.
How? You're the one that kept saying, like, oh, you can't kill the brain.
You're the one who's... You also agreed we can't kill the brain.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think if there's a way... I mean...
Does anyone ever try to lightsaber against the brain?
Yeah,
Not
like
that
a
you're aware
Star
of.
Destroyer.
Not that I'm aware of.
Not that you're aware of, but again, Star Destroyers have
Yeah,
not been able to take
that's
it.
like a big lightsaber.
they shoot lightsabers.
Yeah, just they yeet
Just
lightsabers out the window.
I love that shot.
I mean, I'm not an expert in things, but those are like instantaneous things where a lightsaber can... I don't know.
Persistent burning versus
Yes.
instantaneous
Lightsabers
burn.
are very powerful.
Flash
Do
burn.
not get me wrong.
But if we get
They
close
didn't work
enough,
on the tentacles.
if we get close
I
enough
didn't
that
try.
she can attempt to
Yeah, you did.
burn it with
You
the
shot it
lightsaber,
with,
we can
a,
manipulate
with your
her.
blaster.
The embrace of pain.
The
didn't
embrace
work.
of pain tentacles.
Yeah.
And I
You
feel like
know
the
it
brain's
hurts.
stronger than that.
It also
I mean, I
very
didn't
like
try.
Sorry, I talked right.
No, it's great.
I didn't try moving the urn
He's
with
smoldering.
force.
That is true, you did not.
to try that because it's very likely if the urn is
I'm
still
just sitting here like, come on, guys.
Didn't try to move it with space magic.
Well, I thought you could only move like little shit, like rocks.
Up to 30 pounds.
That brain was bigger than 30
I'm not trying
pounds.
to move the brain. I'm trying to move the urn.
Oh, okay. Yeah, move the urn. Well, I thought he would have tried that before. How long have you been a Jedi? Honestly.
she didn't graduate.
Oh,
I did.
stay in
graduate.
school.
So you've got a Jedi GED.
I was on track to become a master.
Definitely got at least her AA.
Yeah.
No, I have a full is going to become a master. It's close.
Yeah, I feel like a master
Jedi
would remember how their
master.
powers work all the time.
So all we have to do is keep
It busy.
things busy.
We should put all those people out of their misery, and then, if nothing else, the human, or the what it's called, the brain will be uncomfortable because there will be nothing to massage
I
it.
can't believe I'm saying this, but I agree with her.
Oh my god, that's like twice.
We should at least send a message up to.
You're basically in love with me now. What?
We should at least send
I'll
a.
unpack that later.
Oh god, she does this on every planet. We should at least go up to and send a message to the droid that if he ends up leaving, he should relay the messages, relay the information about the attack.
Absolutely.
So if we die in this attempt or fail to get back, like we can't doom the galaxy because we want a vase.
Okay, that's fair. Hey, you know what? It is a vase. We've been saying urn the whole time, but it feels like a vase
I
to
agree,
me.
it's a vase.
It's an
Yeah.
urn.
All right.
It's the Jedi. It's an urn.
Voss, we're in this situation because of you. I hope you understand the gravity of it.
Still unconscious.
I'm gonna wag my finger at him anyway.
All
Oh,
right.
I bet he feels it.
More up and down.
Oh.
Yes,
Oh,
that's much
God.
better.
Okay.
Leviosa.
Not Lydia.
What is it? Wrist, wrist, elbow, elbow.
Elbow, wrist, touch the pearls and blow a kiss.
I'm lost too, don't worry.
All right.
That's how they teach the princesses
It's a
at
princess
Disneyland to
wave.
wave. They're supposed to go elbow, wrist.
Perfect.
I grew up really close to Disneyland. And a lot of my friends work there. So.
You're into Disney? I couldn't tell.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Although to be fair, at the time they didn't own Star Wars. So.
Well, true. All right, I'm gonna radio ATK and let it know what's going on.
Okay. It says, "Oh no, there's something wrong with you all. You've gone crazy.
What?
I wish that were so.
This
Believe
doesn't
me.
make any sense.
No, it
The
doesn't.
Yuzhong Gong are real. This is a real thing.
I will report this. So do you want me to leave now, or
What?
No.
No, we're coming out. God. What?
Just
Chill out. You're like just ahead, but you're very stressful.
All right, I'm going. Goodbye."
No!
Wait, put out distress signals on all Imperial and Republic beacons, all right?
Okay. Done.
Okay.
Distress signal is out for the ship. The ship is now broadcasting that it is in distress.
Wait, what?
Wait, can I take that back?
Take it back, take
Nope,
it back,
Okay.
take
too
it back.
late. We did it.
It's out there. You can turn it off.
Okay.
Maybe no one heard it in that little time.
I think that's actually a good move either way because the Empire also isn't going to like these things. So
Yeah.
It's actually not a terrible plan.
Okay.
We just need to make sure we're gone with the vase before they show up.
It is a vase.
Yeah.
Okay.
it's called the urn of Sarah.
So what are you going to do?
Listen, if we need extra firepower, the Empire's got it. The Republic will make up any difference that they don't.
That's fair. Okay, let's go in. We'll shoot brain adjacent minions. You get the urn.
Yeah.
All right, straight up.
That's the best.
I'm going to be giving you all dark side points for doing that.
I
Because
don't
you're
want to
killing
kill-
innocents.
We don't know how to get them free.
So your
So-
answer is death?
Put them out of their misery.
They were begging for it. That's a
Yeah.
terrible justification.
I
Yeah.
am not for killing.
I mean,
Listen.
if that's what you're about, that's fine.
Why don't we go in there aiming not to kill them, and then if we have to defend
Stun
ourselves, we'll see what we can do.
I agree.
First one to the pain.
And if a sacrifice needs to be made, I put forth myself.
Of
What?
course you
No! Are you
Of course you
kidding?
do.
I
Get out
don't.
of
You're too beautiful.
I think.
If
no.
anyone's going to die, it's going to be Vaz.
Okay, I know all of you may not have a lot of combat experience, but generally you don't get to volunteer to be the one to die. It's just
No,
sort of
I
happens.
also.
I'm bored. I want to shoot things. Let's go.
You all need to stay back. I'm gonna. If anyone's gonna have to get close, it will have to be me.
What I'm saying is I can be a distraction for you.
Oh my god!
It's so noble in here. I want to die.
That's his
Just
job.
don't kill the innocents.
Maybe that's what happened. Maybe we are dead.
Dead and in hell.
Is that a smoke monster? Sorry.
Polar bear, huh?
What's with the
Fish
frickin' black
biscuit.
horse that never appeared again? I stopped watching. I was very upset after that.
All right, let's go.
That's it.
All right, you
So you're sneaking in there?
flank.
Yep.
Alright.
If it gets bad,
Give me a stealth check, please, with
we'll do our best.
2 purples.
I have my boss route ready, like quiet in a way, but
Understood.
Whoop.
Oof.
Yeah, that's a lot of threats. Get
But-
2 successes.
Two successes.
Yeah.
No.
Go away. So you feel the urn, and you begin to move it towards you. But you also feel the presence of several eyes looking at you, doing what they can to avoid looking at you. So you know you've been spotted, not by the world brain, but by some other people working on it. So the vase, urn, gently, vessel,
There we go.
the vessel of Sarek slowly begins to float down, and all of a sudden, as if it's on like a tether, it yanks hard, and you feel resistance.
Cantaloupe?
I don't. It's not. Try again.
Is it caught on something?
Tag.
You try again. You open yourself further to the force and try and pull, and you feel something creep inside your mind. An inky blackness begins to spread, and you hear a whispering in your ear. My child, where are you going? Why were you wanting to leave us?
What the fuck is this?
What do you do?
But this is like.
See, she's pooling sweat. She's like focusing.
How's the back of her head?
Liana.
Still untouched.
Okay. Hey.
No. I just kind of.
Oh, you're scattered. You're all over the place. Come, join us. We'll take away
No.
the pain.
Are you hearing something in your head?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot the brain. No, I'm gonna shoot in the tentacle.
Also, there's something that's got the urn.
Yeah, let's distract it.
Does it
I would
look
like to
like?
keep
Does
you.
it look like there's a tentacle
Go
holding
ahead
the
and
urn?
keep you. There's no
Yeah.
tentacle holding the urn.
Okay.
Sweet.
You can tell whatever it is being held through the force.
How many?
I'm just
Purple?
holding the urn in place at
this
this
is
point so it
gonna be
doesn't fall.
This is very far away.
Although, would that be the worst thing?
I don't want to lose an important piece of Jedi history.
Yeah, but then nobody else can use
Okay.
it. For good or bad.
No successes.
Just a lot of threats. So you.
No, all the threats wash.
Yeah,
Like literally nothing
It's
happens.
0.
Oh, nothing. So
Yeah.
that just means you fail what you're doing. You fire, which I'm going to say is going to alert it regardless.
Yeah.
But no other additional. Your just shot goes wide.
Yeah. I'm just trying to distract it to get out of her brain. I wasn't trying to hit anything. That's why I didn't hit
What is?
anything.
It's like I'm connected to the Force. I am one with the Force. I will not become one with you.
The force is so hollow and empty.
You're
you
the
felt
hollow
it
and
yourself.
empty one.
Join us. And it's going to try and compel you to join it. Give me, what's a good way to resist this? There should be resilience.
Resilience.
But for resilience, it's normally brawn. I will let you swap it out for willpower.
Willpower. Okay, because I was gonna say I don't have any resilience. I have vigilance.
Yeah, I'll give you vigilance. We'll make it that instead.
Yeah, because you have extra good stuff for that too.
Yes,
Can I
do.
help?
Can you? You're not a force user. This is all happening inside of mine. But you can fire at the tentacle thing.
But can I talk to her, like encourage her?
What do you say?
Because I
What
feel
is the
like
difficulty?
I feel like I have the mom guilt power of you know you can do this. I know you can do this. This is something you can do. Like the sort of obnoxious mom at baseball who gets their kid to overachieve.
Yeah.
Understood. Go ahead and give yourself another boost die.
Nice.
I don't know a thing about the baseball, but you are my child and you will do better.
Okay.
That was bad.
As bad as 2 failures.
there's a
and
success. Oh, shoot, no,
There's
I
also-
can't count.
This is bad. It's
Yeah.
very
2
bad.
threats. You feel this thing wash over you. You feel as if you've been thrown into the ocean itself. Grasping. You feel water, but it's all dark and almost gooey. You raise up your arm and you see a trail of goo coming off of you, and you feel 2 great eyes beneath you, looking up, you treading. It says, "Join us, become one of us," and she begins to walk step by step towards the brain.
Oh dear.
No.
I'm gonna run and try and tackle her.
Okay, you run and you tackle her. Go ahead and give me a brawling check.
I'm gonna.
And go ahead for you. Give me a. We'll say you've got 2 dice. 2 purples.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Sorry. Well, that's what happens.
All right.
Ooh.
You go to jump, tackle her. She leaps in the air and forces you to the ground and continues moving. Not with the force, just she leapt up high and landed on you.
Fine.
Yeah, I'm melee skilled.
Just physics?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna like
Yes.
nope this.
All right.
I'm gonna aim really carefully and shoot the vase.
All right, go for it.
I'm into
It's
it.
only 1 purple.
Okay.
At
Nice.
this
It
point,
doesn't matter
F this
though.
thing.
Hey.
Nice. You hit the vase. It shatters. It was using the vase as a conduit into your mind. You feel yourself snap back to where you were, and you're standing atop Taika Waititi face down.
What?
She's the one who doesn't care, and she's in the perfect position.
That's how that works.
Power
Every
play.
time.
Just like how? Okay.
Doesn't matter. Get off me.
You shot the thing.
Just like doesn't he just kind of like helps you up?
Okay, this thing, before it was immobile, now you hear the sloshing of water as it places its tentacles down, and it begins to rise itself up and begin to lumber towards you.
Okay, well, now
Time
that
to go, time to go, time
the
to go.
urn's destroyed, I say it's probably time to make good our escape.
Yep.
ATK, we need you in planet side as quick as possible.
Okay, I'm not leaving. Okay, I'll come down. And it's gonna start coming down.
What is it? Cucumber? What is it?
Coriander.
Coriander. Cucumber melon.
Coriander.
Cucumber melon.
I should never be the one in charge of passwords.
All right, you guys begin to run. This thing lashes out. It crushes the humanoids beneath it without care.
Oh.
As it chases after you, it hits the wall. Its tentacles whipping about, trying to get you.
Suppressing fire.
Give me agility checks.
Oh no.
Let me see. Is there a dodge in here?
Nope.
We'll just give me agility checks as is.
Coordination? Yeah.
One of each.
Coercion.
Okay, go ahead and take 1 purple.
Oh.
Oh. Oh,
Okay,
dice.
1 success.
Okay.
That's it.
I'm not.
One
The
success.
dice don't like me right
It's
now.
okay. You don't succeed. All right, so everyone succeeds except for you. Everyone's running. You got Voss on your shoulder. You turn to leave, and a tentacle wraps around your leg and pulls you flat to the ground.
Leona!
What are you guys gonna do?
I'm gonna run back.
Lightsaber.
Yeah.
Oh,
there you
You
go.
finally!
take a strike at it.
Nice.
I'm gonna give you a boost die since it's like wrapped around here.
Okay, so what would I guess lightsaber skill?
Your lightsaber skill. Use the lightsaber
Sweet.
skill.
Does it have a bonus? I don't
It would be your dexterity
my dex or agility.
or agility. Sorry.
Technically, if anybody besides somebody who had the lightsaber skill tried to wield it, I think there's negatives.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah. So I have the okay. So and no, 1
1 purple.
and a boost.
Yep.
Why? What is my life?
No, that's good.
No, you're okay, you're okay, you're okay.
You succeeded with 2.
With 2 advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just used to wildly succeeding.
Not just.
You reach down as it begins to wrap itself around your foot. You slice it off. The momentum of the slice allows you to catch up to your team as you guys are running. You all can hear this thing screaming in your heads as it's trying to get you to come back. It says, "Come back! Don't run! Come back!"
As we're running, I look over at Mari and go, "That's what you sound like. That's what you sound
You guys
like."
run through
Just
the
keep
rain
running.
room with all the little orbs, and they're all screaming faces.
Of course they
It
are.
works when I do it.
I mean, ah.
You guys feel the ground begin to quake as it sounds like whatever this thing is just ripping up the earth itself.
Nice.
All right, you guys jumping on the ropes and climbing.
Yep.
Oh god, yeah.
You're kind of encumbered there.
Oh no.
Well,
Wait. I can't lift him fully, but I could like help lift him with the force a little
wait,
bit.
I have an idea.
Can assist.
Because I would imagine that the physics of the grappling hook belt. Thank you. I'm just going to ask, and I feel guilty now.
Oh, you're good.
It's like a tension thing. So
Yeah.
like if you pull back, it'll like
Yeah,
whip you
why
up
not?
like that.
That's
Yeah.
Star Warsness. Yeah.
So I
Lose your mic.
You have like a silicone shirt or something on today.
This is not my day. I'm so
Where do you get your lanyard?
Yeah.
Oh, there you
Oh,
go.
you're crushing it.
So yeah, I get him in one of the grappling hook belts, and I just pull him back. And
Okay. Wait, you're wearing the belt and you pull on the thing and...
Nope, I just put him
Oh
in
wait,
it.
he's got to have one.
What?
Okay. Voss comes flying up and he hits the ceiling because he's unconscious, so
Okay.
he's not going to brace himself. And he's just kind of dangling there, unconscious and turning.
All right, I should have communicated this better. Can somebody please
Get him.
There now.
I am delighted by this.
That's not what I pictured. I'm sorry.
It's not what I. All right.
I mean, he can't brace himself. He's unconscious.
Okay. So what I was intending is that you all go up and you get him, and then we find a way to send a belt down to me.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
We do that.
Sorry, this whole monster brain thing's really got me off my game right now.
It's all good.
Okay. You guys you guys get up there, you guys pull Voss and throw down the extra rope. You grab onto it as you see the tentacles just whipping back and forth, worming their way into the room, destroying everything in its path. Go ahead and give me an agility check to see if you can get out alive.
All right.
There's going to be 2 purples.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Is this all of us or just?
Can I
Just him.
use one of these?
Yeah, please do. Oh my god. If Taika Waititi doesn't make it, I riot. I'm coming back and blowing up this.
You
Planet.
succeed
Oh, thank god.
with a threat.
Ah.
Okay.
So you come flying up through the hole, like you get like 4 feet of air, and then you land on the ground. Shortly after, the tentacle comes whipping up, and it's smacking. Your ship flies down, bucks wildly, trying to avoid it. Part of it hits a tree or part of a coral. It's wedged, but it's able to be boarded. What do you do?
I'm not touching the shields, I can tell you that much.
How do we get? I don't know how to get
Call back to
the
last
thing out of the shit. Oh.
You guys can get onto the ship. It's
Yeah, just
like
how to
wedged
get
against it, but it's open.
I want to shoot the coral as we're getting on the ship.
Yeah, as we're getting on the ship, I'm just like it's wedged between like 2 trees.
Can you hit the tentacles?
Imagine like
and then we'll shoot
you've
the
got a
coral?
flat piece of coral, and you had the ship coming, and it came in like that.
Yeah.
It's-
It's stuck in
like
a Dorito chip.
Yeah.
But
Sideways
if I
Dorito.
theoretically cut some of that down in it,
Potentially could fall on you. It's possible that the engine itself, it's not permanently stuck. You could probably work it out using the engine and the shields and what have you.
Yeah.
okay. So let's get to the ship.
Yeah, like while we're boarding it, I want to shoot the coral around it just
Okay,
to
you
like.
take pot shots at the coral.
Yeah.
Good job.
That's all I'm doing, and then get on.
You see the coral explode, chipped, but has no effect on your current status.
I feel better.
Alright, so you guys all get on the ship. You guys feel the ground rumbling as this thing is climbing out of the hole. Alright, this is going to take a mechanics check from somebody to boost the engines.
Does anyone have a thing for it? If not, I got 3 in intelligence.
That's-
Don't you?
No, I have 1.
Okay.
2 in intelligence.
I have 3 in it, so I'm willing to give it the old Harvard try.
You got a 1 force die.
Yeah, I'll use it.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Alright,
Darn.
so
sorry.
we.
it's okay. We're at 4.
All right. Against
Alright, and it's going to be
what?
2 purples.
Okay.
Anyone going to help? Or do anything?
Sure.
I mean, I've got a good thing in computers. Maybe I can try to reroute power some Star Wars-y explanation.
Alright.
So,
Go ahead and add a boost to your thing.
Star Warsy,
Thank you.
another Star Warsy explanation. Use the force to move the ship a little bit to start
Okay.
wedging it.
That's great. Go ahead and you open yourself. You squat down and go into your Jedi trance stance and reach out with the Force. Go ahead and add another boost die.
I'm gonna use my leadership to like.
You can do it. Go you. I'll let you go ahead and add another boost die.
Thanks. That is very. You sound like the world brain. I'm not going to pretend you don't. All right, we do it a bunch. Okay.
You barely
1
succeed.
success.
2 successes.
successes.
And
Well, one
And
gets
then
1
bonus.
advantage.
No.
Oh
2
no,
successes
I
and 1
can't
advantage.
count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You managed to reroute power and to the engines. Shields are down, but the engines are way stronger. And you guys take off, almost as if you hit light speed leaving this planet. The tentacles whip right after you, are burned off in the trail of your guys' ship. You guys head back to civilization. You try and warn everyone and give them all the proof, and no one believes you. As soon as you say anything, there are 1,000 people out there to discredit you, to say what you say is a hoax. It's not real. Are they working for the Vong? Maybe. Are they their own people who are just skeptics? Possibly.
The Jedi Order has fallen, hasn't they? They're not. Are they around?
The
did we
Jedi
decide?
Order is here, but you are wanted by them.
Yeah. Well, I go turn myself in to tell them about this.
Okay. And they
I go like.
they sense your mind. You're sitting before the masters, and a lot of them recoil from you. Something has changed you fundamentally in your connection to the Force. Some of the headmasters light their lightsabers. You need to be put under arrest now.
A world brain got in my head.
You need to be contained. What you have is contagious.
Okay.
And you see one of the masters cut the head off another one, and it is all-out anarchy in the head council of the Jedi.
Wait, what?
Girl.
I'm gonna have kept.
I was like fully
AKT?
ready to turn myself in.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, that's awesome.
I think we should dip.
So yeah, they are fighting amongst each other. Do you run, or do you stay and fight?
I mean,
These are masters.
I-
You're master-ish.
yeah, I get the. I just.
Get the criff out of there.
Kinda, yeah, because I don't know what to do.
Karking, yeah.
Parking, yeah.
I like.
That's why I have Kirk written
I
down.
try to see if I can like feel what's in their minds to see if I can
You
stop
feel
what's
a
happening.
parasite in their minds, and you do not feel that you can do anything about it. If anything, opening yourself to it may expose you to it further. 6. Nice.
Oh, gotta go try to figure out how to stop this.
So you run off, you tell your comrades what's happening. News flash, you guys see what looks like a giant comet coming towards Coruscant. But off of it branch off numerous thousands, hundreds of thousands of tiny comets themselves, attacking major areas in the city. Coruscant is under attack. The Yuzong Vong have arrived. And that is where we end the game.
I imagine myself in a bar, just having a drink, seeing that on the news, just putting it down, and then looking out the window as the screen fades to black.
Oh, so good.
I started running immediately towards like Jedi libraries.
Gotta save everything. Gotta save everything.
Yeah.
No, gotta go find out what they know.
Yeah.
And if we were going to do a campaign, this is where it would be launching off from.
Oh, that's so cool.
Pretty good.
So when you said if, you meant we're gonna? Yeah.
Maybe sometime next year, depending on how the schedules align. I do have some stuff I have to get done for Altered Carbon. Once I get that out of the way, then we can talk about other projects.
Doug.
That was Star Wars from not from Western Games, from Fantasy Flight.
Yes.
As you can tell. We are going to move into the third part. I need to step away for a second to use the restroom. Michael, would you mind leading us in this part?
Not at all. Okay. So the format of games we
never play is 4 acts, essentially. The first act is character creation and explanation of how the system works. Then in the actual podcast, we do 2 one-hour actual play sessions, followed by a roughly half-hour post-game show, where we talked about what we liked, what we didn't like, oh boy.
Yeah, you're good. You're crushing it.
You know, what we would have liked to have seen different, and whether you should play this, borrow it, or you should never play this. So, I mean, at this point, this game has been out 6 years now, 6 or 7 years.
Yeah.
So it's not going anywhere. When The Force Awakens came out, they released one of their beginner box games, and they were like, this is the only thing we're doing with the J.J. Abrams universe, so enjoy it. And they didn't really introduce any new content, except you had stats for Rey. But in that time, they've released source books for like the Rebels era of the Star Wars universe, so all of that stuff. And now they are releasing some source material for the new trilogy of movies as well. So, as I said, it doesn't look like this game is going anywhere, and there's been much said about Fantasy Flight's system. Now, last week when we were talking, I don't think the cameras were rolling, but Tappy, who's normally on the stream, said that it's a role-playing game designed by board game developers.
Yes. That's fair.
Yeah.
As Mason also said, there's fun in here somewhere, and there was a period of time where I was running a game of this weekly, bi-weekly, so I had it in my blood. And when you get used to the system and you know what the dice are supposed to be, it actually flows pretty well. But, sitting down for the first time, it's like, wait, what? What does the laurel leaf mean?
Yeah, it's reading tea leaves.
Yeah.
100%. You're like,
I mean, like, I think I started to kind of understand, like, where things were going and how they worked and, like, what was good and what was bad. And I definitely don't think it's an impossible system, but, like, the hard part was, like, trying to create a character in an hour for our first part. I was just like, I genuinely am like, I just don't know, whereas, like, D&D, I can create a character in, like, 15 minutes, but I know that so well.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I don't know, like, it wasn't, I didn't dislike it. I would play more. I would definitely try it again. Because I had fun once we kind of got into things.
Well, and you jumped in the deep end being a Jedi, too.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah.
Just like,
That's
oh,
how I
you
roll.
Wizard.
That's how I roll.
yes. I do think, it is definitely a system set up for campaigns. It is not good
A one-shotter.
for a one-shot. I mean, like, if you have people, like, we did a great job of it, honestly, making it through character creation and, like,
An
combat and all
actual
stuff.
game that didn't feel like, we played it for 11 seconds. All right, what'd you think?
Yeah.
I don't know. Did I roll?
Yeah, it wasn't just a tutorial.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think part of it was because we jumped into a story that we'd already started, so we were in the exciting part when we started, which was really helpful. But yeah, I mean, I've done campaigns of this, and it is a slow burn system, especially if you're a Force user. Like I was kind of saying earlier, you spend your point buy either on your Jedi stuff, and so you're like an adequate Jedi, but you can't climb stairs. Or you do the opposite, where you spend most of it on skills, and then you slowly point buy your Jedi stuff through a campaign, and that can be a long process.
Yeah, and one of the things they say in the Force and Destiny book is that there comes a point in your Jedi career where it's really hard to continue to throw credible threats at you. So then that's where party balance comes into play, and we didn't really have a chance to encounter the Jedi balance in the West End system, but I'd be curious to see how it stacked up side by side.
I mean, playing the Jedi in both, but not necessarily being super familiar with both, there were benefits to the West End and benefits to this. Like, this, I felt like in this system, I felt like I had the freedom. Like, I kind of was just like, I know there's specific rules for what it wants me to do to be able to force move things, but I had the option to force move something. Like, that power existed, whereas in the West End system, that's not really, you can kind of control things outside of you, but, like, for the most part, you didn't really, I don't know, I don't feel like I've gotten the fun playing a Jedi I want to have. Like, I had fun in this game, but I think that was more because of y'all and us as a party.
Yeah.
We were a pretty great
I feel
party.
you.
And, like, then it was, like, playing a Jedi. I think I would have had the same amount of enjoyment playing another class. I liked it. I would play a Jedi again. I had fun with that, and, like, the freedoms you let me have with it were really fun. But I feel like there's a mix of, okay, we need a little bit of freedom in how you be a Jedi, but also we need balance because a Jedi becomes unstoppable.
Yeah. I think along with that, though, it's funny because I've played in, like, other Star Wars games where, like, when a Jedi appears, that's the cool one, and you're sad that you didn't pick Jedi at character creation. The fact that, like, I don't know, I'm not convinced this system is very good for combat. Just because, like, as a person who built a character that was like, I just know things. I felt fine in the fight. I, like, actively chose not to. I didn't feel, like, less effective in the battle than you two. And I feel like I should have felt that way. So I thought it was a little interesting that, like, I don't know, I might be, like, overthinking it. I feel like because you couldn't feel as, like, brutally effective in combat as a Jedi, like, you had to lean more into, like, trying to, like, do the puzzle solving stuff on the side too. I just think, like, it's not, or at least how it, like, shook out this time, like, it didn't feel like it benefited you to, like, put all of your stats into being a very good fighter, because, like, the Jedi wasn't built to be a good fighter, and, like, the game wasn't really, like,
yeah, it's weird.
tactical.
They do, with the Jedi skills, you are built to be, like, I don't know what it is for armor and stuff and equipment, But in terms of like the skills, like the lightsaber skill, like you are kind of built to be combat based.
Yeah, you just never really engaged anything in face-to-face combat.
No.
Anytime you did, you obliterated it. No problem.
Yeah,
Well-
so it's just kind of like. But they don't really. They also. I feel like a Jedi is meant to be. Like, I think the best comparison of like a class I've played is actually more close to like a ranger, where you have a little bit of spell and you have a little bit of fighting, and you're kind of just generally good at like. Okay, I know some things in every area, but I am not necessarily, like, unless you decide to become a master of fighting or a master of this. I feel like a Jedi should, their basis should
Or a
be
generalist.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
well-rounded.
And that's where, like, this, like, a lot of point-buy systems, as you go through that campaign, we all started with pretty much the same number of points and stuff.
Yeah.
So we're kind of, like, all on the same level, and I think that's what shows kind of in a one-shot. Or as you play a campaign, as you put points into different things, and it takes a while with this system specifically, like, you do start seeing differences. Like, when we played, I don't remember how long our campaign, it was like 6 months or something like that. Like, we started having people who were, you were obviously better at combat, you were obviously the talker.
Gotcha.
But the first couple games, before you start having that differentiation, like, everybody kind of puts their points into similar stuff to survive.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then as you get further into your talent tree and what have you, then there's some specialized stuff in there.
Customization.
It is interesting. It reminded me a lot of a video game in the way you design your character,
Yeah, you're not wrong.
but it without the computers doing some of the stuff for you.
I would love there to be a computer to do some of this stuff.
Now, speaking of that, there is an app that you can use. When they first came out with this game, there was the regular app, and the app was just the die. But now they updated the app, so the app actually does the kind of the quote-unquote math for you. Yeah. So it'll tell you, oh, hey, you have this at the end of it. So it, like, does all the nulling out and the cancellations.
But for
things.
character creation.
Oh, yeah, for character creation, for sure.
That was
We
more,
had a computer. We had you.
because
Human computer.
this reminds me a lot of like when I play like Dragon Age or Mass Effect, where it's like you have your talent trees and those skills that you can get later, but usually, like in that case, that's a different point system. Like, one thing I wasn't loving was that your experience was so tied into everything. Like, I'm fine with point buys, but I feel like it's like what I kind of think it should pull from video games in a way is the idea of you have your experience, that levels you up, that gets you this many skill points to spend, and that gets you this many ability things to spend. So those are separate, so you're not like, I have 90 experience. What?
Well, they have that already. It's called D&D. So as you level up, you
Never
get
heard of it.
skills and experience,
Yes,
what have you.
but
So
I mean, there's a reason D&D works.
there is. It is reinventing the wheel in a different way. And as much as there's a lot to like about this game,
I enjoyed it.
feel that
Yeah.
it gets in its own way. Complexity. It tries to substitute. Fluff for crunch. And I'm like, no. I need to know how much damage a lightsaber does.
Yeah.
Why is that not here?
And I think...
Why is that over here?
Yeah.
Why is Force user in a completely different section? You can have the Force in its own section, but have, Force user part of the character creation area.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think the talent trees are needlessly complicated. Like, I think you could do just
I
as
love
much...
flowcharts.
I mean, I am up for graphic organizers all day. But I just feel like just have a list of things you can, and like at this you can buy in. Like, there's a lot of systems that do that. That you can kind of, just in a less complicated way. Like, I get kind of what they were doing, like similar to a video game where you're like, oh, this unlocks this and blah, blah, blah. So, but I just feel like that was like just an extra layer of complication that doesn't necessarily need to be there. You could get the same thing with a simpler system of just more expensive points, or you have to have these before you go to these, or something like that.
I will say devil's advocate though. Like, I actually didn't find the layout or the like character building that complex. Like, I feel like I have to say, like, other than like the initial like, oh, that's a lot of, oh, this is actually not that unintuitive.
No.
So it might be like a little complex, but like I don't think it's poorly organized. I just think it's like meticulously organized.
I think there's a streamline, like there's a more, like, because like I didn't mind the flowcharts and stuff, but from playing a lot of video games, that made sense to me, because that's how you would see a talent tree in a video game.
Yeah.
But there's just a lot I feel like you have to know up front. You can't really go piece by piece with it, which is what I was trying to do when we were doing the character creation, and that's where I got lost, is I was trying to go, okay, let's start here and then go step by step, whereas D&D you go, okay, I start with my role, I got to get my 6 stats, and then I can go from there and figure out what else I need.
Skills.
I feel like the issue with that with us, though, and I know it was my issue because we're sitting here on camera, I didn't read it carefully.
Sure.
So with me, like, I saw the skills and I just assumed I got them all. So instead of reading the smaller print above that, it was like, pick 4 of these 6.
Yeah.
And that's where I screwed up on mine. So I feel like if you were sitting at a table with people and you didn't have a time crunch and there weren't cameras on you and you weren't recording and trying to be entertaining while you were making characters,
Yeah.
I feel like you would have that
For sure.
Yeah, a little bit. You'd read it for comprehension rather than what can I do fast? Okay. So I think it is laid out in a nice way. The books are beautiful. The artwork and everything is stunning with all of it, and every book that they've released. But you do need to know also that it is similar to D&D where you need multiple books. So you can start with Edge of the Empire. That's like the basic book. But then there's Force and Destiny. There's Age of Rebellion. We've used all 3 of them at this game. So just for this one shot. So. You might run into where you can definitely I played the game with just the Edge of the Empire book, but there's going to be things like if you have a Jedi that you're not necessarily going to know, you might have to like homebrew a little bit or look at the internet.
Yeah, you're not going to have the lightsaber stat if you just have the base book.
Wild! What a wild thing!
lightsaber
Because that's
stat.
what Star Wars is. It's a
lightsabers.
laser sword.
Yeah.
It's laser sword
It's
game.
almost like making books and special die. They want to sell you things.
What?
Oh my god!
Yo, I sell dice for a living, and I'm like, this is bleeping ridiculous.
The thing is, like, I did.
Also, I have to go early, so I have to go.
That's all right. Thank you so
Sorry.
much for being
Thank
here.
you.
We'll actually be wrapping up pretty soon. so.
Okay, I think we're
But like with all the negative stuff I said about character creation, like I actually did really enjoy it. And if someone was like, "Let's play a campaign of this game," I would 100% jump in. I would still play a Jedi because I still want to see what that fully means over the course of a long campaign. Like I still liked it. I just was also very confused for a while, and it was kind of. It was making it. There was a point where it was like almost I'm having a hard time having fun because now I'm just confused. But once we actually got into it and just became the dice rolls, I was like, oh, this is much more fun. Now I get it. Now I'm having a good time.
Yeah, the game, it really makes you work for the information. Like, this helped make everything a lot easier because of the page numbers, what everything is, how everything converts. Otherwise, if you were to go to those pages, it gives you 2 paragraphs of fluff. Just here's inane babble. Kind of like when you were trying to look for a recipe online.
Yeah.
There's like 4 pages of someone telling you their backstory and then finally the recipe. That's what it's like in the books. You're like, none of this is important. There it is. Finally, that's the sentence I needed.
Yeah.
And coming through it, it was just real exhausting.
Yeah. It's definitely something that you want to cheat sheet for. I actually am super partial to the dice, honestly. It seems weird, but I love it. I think they refined it when they did the L5R, which they released after this.
Yes.
Right.
And I think it's the same idea. It has its own set of custom
Of
dice
course it
also,
does.
based on the same basic principles, but with strife instead of failures and stuff like that. But I think it's just, they switched it just a little bit, and I think it's a little bit more elegant. And I haven't played Genesis yet, which is their other system they did with another set of custom dice. But I'm interested to see like how that worked for them.
And it should be noted that in the book there is a little box that says, if you don't have our dice, here's the way the symbols break down.
Yeah.
But come on.
I feel like that would slow things down so much.
Oh,
like,
for sure. Like
it's
I got a
already
5 and a
like translating the already a little
ugh.
bit weird dice.
This is a D12, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So a 12, I'm guessing, would be
Probably the try.
a 1 would probably be.
Blank.
Yeah.
Might be
'cause
blank, yeah.
There's also like there's just some different faces that have the same images too. So
Definitely, but I for a Star Wars game, it's pretty fun to have some custom dice. I'm not gonna lie. Like I like the silly little symbols. Like I didn't have a problem with the symbols.
yeah.
Like that actually, the hardest part for me today was the character creation. Once I got to the dice, like I had questions, but I felt like it was relatively okay. Yeah, I succeeded or I didn't.
With the dice, like the cheater way to do it is look at it, and if it's an organic sort of shape, if it's more like then it's probably good, and if it's geometric, it's bad. So
That's a good hack, yeah.
That's Star Wars.
Yeah,
'Cause
exactly.
Anytime something's like
Rebellion.
Rigid.
naturally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Empire. Yeah.
Laurel leaves.
Yeah.
It's not a game for beginners. I mean, they do have beginner games for each of the 3 core books. And I had the Force and Destiny book, which does a pretty good job of introducing you to the system, but even if it's your first time with a role-playing game, you're going to read it and it's going to be Greek, basically. So, in a way, I think it's curious that Disney hasn't maybe stepped in to try to streamline it a little bit.
Well,
Or
maybe they
make
don't have
it
the rights
beginner
to
one.
the RPG set.
Right.
They're not going to make money off it. They're not going to spend time on it.
Sure.
No, I mean, yeah, I definitely would agree. It's not a beginner.
Yeah.
Like I've been playing this. We're all pretty experienced.
Although you have to think back, and once upon a time, all there was Gygax D&D, and
That's
people
true.
picked up that book and they figured it out.
That's
So
true.
I believe in you if you really want to.
And look, I love this game. I would play the hell out of this game every day if I could.
Yeah.
It's just, with a few reservations, and I would want to set expectations for any other player at the table.
Yeah. But I had fun. I would play again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool, great. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. This has been Games We Never Play. Make sure to follow us on Twitter, social media, GWNP_pod. Everyone else, where can they find you at?
Hi, I'm Kimmy, and I'm here at the Happy Jacks studio multiple times a week. You can find us at happyjacks.org, and we are on the social medias everywhere at happyjacksrpg. And yeah, check out happyjacks.org/schedule. Thank you guys for coming and guesting and running it
thank
here.
you for having us.
I really, really appreciate
Always
it.
happy to.
Come back.
Next time you're running Wild Talents, you let us know.
Yeah.
Amen. I will totally do that.
All right.
Hi, I'm Blythe Kayla, and I am on the internets on Damsels, Dice, and Everything Nice. If you want to see not trademarked princesses playing dungeons and not trademarked role-playing games. No, it's very fun. It's a parody of Disney princesses playing D&D. It's very great. You can also find me on the Games We Never Play episodes for the
Reclaiming the Wild.
Reclaim the Wild. I want to say Breath of the Wild.
I know.
Reclaim the Wild, where we play a Zelda RPG and give our thoughts on that. What episode are we on now?
We are on part 3 of episode 1.
We are on part 3 of
It'll
episode
be
1.
Releasing
So
on Monday.
We'll be releasing on Monday. It's great. It's really fun. We had a great time. Michael Holmes is also there. But yeah, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at BlytheKayla93, sometimes Twitch when I'm in the mood. Yeah.
I'm Michael Holmes. I'm one of the hosts of Games That We May Never Play, so you can certainly hear me on the podcast. You can also find me on Twitter at MRH_3E and Instagram at Michael R. Holmes. I've had a blast being here today, and I think as soon as I get home, I'm just going to collapse.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I'm GM Mace. Thank you for having me, and we'll see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.
The preceding program has been a presentation of the Angry Folk Media Empire.